Friday night in Philadelphia, and another couple of games on tap from the NCAA tournament, and it's a 7-10 matchup to get it all started in the evening session as the UCLA Bruins, winningest team in all of college basketball for national championships, set to take on another assault at a national title against the UCF Knights in a Big Ten, Big 12 encounter. This is the 7-10 matchup coming up here between the Bruins and the Knights, and it should be a fun one as we get set to go for one more night session. It's the 7-10 matchup in the East region. Hello, one and all. I'm Matthew Owens. Welcome back to Philly. Thanks for having us in Game 3 of the day in this Philadelphia pod. Hopefully we'll have a fun one here between UCLA and UCF. The Bruins have had an up-and-down season. They finished with a mark of 23-11. They finished 7th in the Big Ten Conference. Peaks and valleys for this team. A lot of off-the-court and on-the-court drama with their head coach, Mick Cronin. More on that as we go on throughout the night. But the talent of this team has shined through when it's needed to in their biggest moments to get into this tournament, like an overtime win at home against Illinois and going on a run in the Big Ten tournament last week, winning 2 games, including beating Michigan State, keeping it close with Purdue in the semifinal. There's no doubt this UCLA team has a lot of talent, and a lot of it is in Donovan Dent, the senior point guard from Riverside, California, who is not on the injury report tonight after he only played 10 minutes in that Big Ten semifinal last Saturday after suffering a calf injury. He was the third leading assist man in the Big Ten. He scores, he does it all for this UCLA team. But their leading scorer, Tyler Bilodeau, that is a much different story. Bilodeau, who made third team All Big Ten, one of the top scorers in the conference and the top scorer on this UCLA team, he suffered a very scary-looking knee injury last week in the Big Ten tournament. He is listed as questionable for this game here this evening against UCF. The Bruins got those big wins late in the season, like I said, against Illinois, against Nebraska, and in Chicago last week against Michigan State, getting them off the bubble and getting them into the tournament as a number 7 seed. See how far they can take it. They have 4 Sweet 16 appearances, or make that 3 Sweet 16 appearances under Mick Cronin, including a trip to the Final Four in 2021. The Knights of UCF, coached by Johnny Dawkins, back in the tournament under Dawkins for the first time since that dramatic 2019 entry into the tournament where they did win a first-round game against VCU and then very nearly knocked out top-seeded Duke in that unbelievable game in South Carolina. Another team here in UCF, a lot of peaks and valleys throughout the season. They've gotten some big wins. They've also had puzzling losses, and they've started to lose a lot down the stretch. In fact, they've lost 4 of their last 5 games. They were blown out by Arizona in the quarterfinals of the Big 12 tournament, losing that game by 22 points. Riley Kugel has been around the block in his college basketball career. He's played at Mississippi State. He's played at Florida. He's now at UCF, where he is the leading scorer on this team at over 14 points per game. They've also got a great rebounder in Jamaica Stillwell. Many call him college basketball's Draymond Green. He's a tough physical player. He's a great rebounder. And Themus Fulks is one of the top assist men in the Big 12. In fact, second in the Big 12 in assists at nearly 7 a game. So there is plenty of talent for this UCF team, despite not being the deepest squad that Johnny Dawkins could have asked for. So this is the 7-10 matchup in the East. The winner will feed into the second round to play either UConn or Furman, which is our second game coming up in the night session in Philly. This is the third game overall of the day in the Philadelphia pod. We've had fun today. JT with us once again. Seth will join us as we go on. But JT, we have had fun doing these Philly games today, and of course keeping everyone updated with what's going on around the rest of the tournament. And we have 2 games that are ongoing as we speak, as we're moments away from getting ours started.
Yes, it has been a lot of fun, and I realise as I open up my stream deck once again that I have not changed the logos over, so that might be a good idea. Changing the logos over to UCF and UCLA, so I will quickly do that behind the scenes. But yeah, been a good day. But comparing it to yesterday, there's been a lot more walk-off wins.
Yeah, well, we were treated to 3 brilliant games to start our day in Greenville yesterday.
Absolutely, yeah.
So we have Iowa and Clemson ongoing. I'm going to let JT get his stream deck under control. We've got Iowa and Clemson going on as we speak. Iowa's actually gotten out to a hot start there, 25-16 lead for Iowa. That game in Tampa as the Hawkeyes take on the Tigers. That's a Big Ten ACC clash. It's an 8-9 matchup. And also St. John's and Northern Iowa just underway in San Diego and St. John's. A lot of people's pick to make a deep run in this East region where these two teams are. Great start for the Johnnies and Rick Pitino's team, 10-0 in front of Northern Iowa. So those are the 2 games ongoing along with ours. And then we'll have a 4th game going on along with ours as well with Purdue playing Queens. That tip-off is only about 5 minutes away. So getting ready for tip-off here in Philadelphia, Xfinity Mobile Arena, the site for this 7-10 matchup. And breaking news here, we just told you about Tyler Bilodeau, UCLA's leading scorer at over 17 points per game. Had that knee injury, and it did not look good last weekend in the Big Ten tournament, and we've just had it confirmed to us, he will not play today. So that does completely change what UCLA's game plan will be without Bilodeau. They're obviously going to play a lot through Donovan Dent, but you're going to have other guys that are going to have to step up, like Trent Perry and Eric Daly Jr. This is a team that does have a lot of depth compared to UCF that really doesn't. 5 players on this UCLA roster averaging over 10 points a game. Here's the starting lineups. Dent is the starting point guard for UCLA. Sky Moore is his backcourt running mate along with Trent Perry, who I just mentioned at nearly 13 points per game. Eric Daly in the starting front court for UCLA along with Xavier Booker. Themis Fulks from Winston-Salem, North Carolina, runs the point for UCF. Riley Kugel, who leads the team in scoring. Jamichael Stillwell, one of the top rebounders in the Big Ten. Jordan Burks and John Bowl from South Sudan winds out the starting lineup for Johnny Dawkins in his 10th season as the bench boss of the Knights of UCF, and we are ready to get underway here from Philadelphia. Bruins as the higher seed in home whites, blue numbers. They win the tip, and off we go. UCF wearing black uniforms tonight with white numbers. Bruins will get set up on offense first, and it is Donovan Dent who runs the show as he so often does for this UCLA squad. Spreading it around to the top of the circle, and that jumper from Daly misses. Rebound down to UCF. Here come the Knights, back the other way, out of the Big 12. Bowl gets the touch. Big guy, 7'2", hands off in the left corner. And now it's turned back up top, and losing the ball is Stillwell. UCLA with a takeaway, and in transition, it's Dent going to the rim, left the layup short. UCF running back quickly the other way. Length of the floor pass by Fulks, who gets it back. Dipsy-do move underneath, and Fulks goes up, under, and in off the glass. First points to the Knights. UCLA once again with the ball, and a quick drive up the middle, and Perry out of the left corner has it come to him for 3 off a good feed from Daly. Perry can't hit it, it's out of bounds. Stays with UCLA. LA inbounds it, and they will get on offense quickly here. Mick Cronin, the head coach, and another missed shot quickly taken in the clock. UCLA's missed 4 in a row to start. Here's a drive up the middle. Fulks goes to the rim and has it dropped and blocked out of bounds. It'll stay with UCF as Fulks took it to the rim. Had it rejected by the outstretched hand of Xavier Booker, junior from Indianapolis, that transferred in from Michigan State. On the inbound, near right corner, Jamichael Stillwell centered for Bowl, then to Kugel. Kugel feeds it right, staggering inside the arc. Fulks backpedals, zigzags, pulls up with a jumper right in the lane, and that goes down. Themis Fulks, a fifth-year senior. He's played at Louisiana, South Carolina State, and Milwaukee. Now at UCF. He is well-traveled. Here's Sky Clark for UCLA, who can run the point when they want to give Dent some time off of bringing it up. He gives for Perry up top, dribbles across the arc to his right, leaves it in the right corner. Here's Dent off the right elbow, feeding Daly. His jump shot from 15 feet misses off the front of the rim. John Bowl gets the rebound, and UCF brings it back up from our left to our right. Black uniforms, white numbers, white nameplates, gold trim. Folks fumbled it, was able to pick it back up. Finds Stillwell up top. Dribbles to the top of the key. Directs it to his left. Riley Kugel. Timer at 10, defended by Daly. Kugel takes a step inside the arc and shoots a 20-footer, and it goes down from just beyond the left elbow. 6-0 start here for the Big 12 team, UCF. 3 of 4 from the field to start, and UCLA, who's yet to hit one. 5 straight misses. They will regather with Dent on the March Madness logo at midcourt. Slides to his right, feeds it that way on the wing. It's Daly, lines up the 3. It's another misfire as that goes begging off the side of the rim. Bowl with the rebound. An outlet, Fulks. Here he goes again. 2 really talented point guards in this game with Dent and Fulks, who takes a screen from Stillwell, tried to thread it back to Stillwell, knocked away by Dent, and UCLA off the takeaway in transition, looking for their first points. Perry missed the running layup, but it's followed up on a slam by Daly. UCF wasting no time getting back up the floor. Kugel was staggering down the lane, whipped it back outside. Fulks, wheel around shot off the right elbow, comes up short, front of the rim, no. Rebound down to Daly, racing back the other way, and with intent, Daly gets driving downhill right between the pipes to the rim, lays it in left-handed. UCLA with their first and second baskets coming on back-to-back possession. 6-4. Here's Fulks back into the front court for UCF. Left-handed dribble. Dent out there on him defensively. Throws up a lob, and behind the defense, Jordan Burks floats to the rim and dunks it down. We told you we got 2 really good playmakers at point guard in this game with Fulks and Dent, and that was really well set up there by Fulks as he lobbed it out from 30 feet out. At the other end, Daly spinning, twisting, turning, shooting a jumper from the right elbow, and he's got it. Junior from Palmetto, Florida, Eric Daly Jr., 11 points, 6 rebounds a game for the Bruins, and he's got all 6 of their points. Here's UCF on the ball. Fulks centers, Bowl drifts left, feeds Burks, lines up a 3, it clatters off the side of the rim. Bowl, though, keeps it alive with an offensive rebound, tried to pitch it back outside, but it was stolen. In transition, it's Sky Clark. Euro step to the basket, lays it in with the right, and we're even at 8. Sky Clark out of Los Angeles, second year at UCLA. He's played at Illinois and Louisville. Here's a slip pass in by Fulks, finding Bowl. He collides with a Bruin, no whistle, but Bowl muscles it up and in. John Bowl out of Boma, South Sudan, a transfer from Ole Miss. Puts UCF back in front, looking over his right shoulder and getting a play call from Mick Cronin. Is Dent here. Donovan Dent moves right, moves left, zigzags back right, feeds the corner. Clark centers up top. Daly fakes a 3, drives, steps back, pulls up with a jumper 17-footer, and that's silky smooth, and Daly is really feeling it here. He's got 8 of UCLA's first 10. Long stretch here without a whistle. Themis Fulks fakes a pass to his right. Now he sends it that direction into the hands of Kugel. Holds it with his left hand. Calls Bowl back to supply a screen. He does. Kugel, jitterbug move top of the arc up for 3. Line drive missed short. Bowl nearly had the rebound. Dent instead got it. Ahead for Clark. Clark dances to the right arc, shoots a 3 of his own, and he buries it. Clark and Daly are the only ones to have scored for UCLA, and that 3 from Sky Clark puts UCLA in front 13-10. Central Florida the other way. Losing the ball at the top of the arc was Burks. He was able to regather it and then angle it off to Kugel. Off right wing. Kugel wanting to set up a move. He cuts out to his left to the elbow. Shoots a jumper over Perry, who partially blocked it, but it was regathered underneath the rim by Stillwell. He couldn't put it back up and in. Another opportunity. Fulks from the foul line. Hits the 15-foot jumper. 3 opportunities that trip from UCF, and it's Fulks who hits the jumper. Really good, fun pace to this one to start. Right-handed dribble for Dent, switches left-handed, drifts right on the arc. He's picked up by Burks. Centered ball, Clark, dribble, drive, getting going, downhill, left baseline. A double comes around him, and Clark has it knocked out of his hands by Stillwell. It's out of bounds. It'll stay with UCLA. Shot clock at 8, and with 13:28, we get our first whistle. Timeout on the floor. Yeah, pace is strong here, and everything looking really good here in the early going. with 13:28 left in this first half. And an entertaining start here to the Bruins and the Knights, 7-10 matchup in the East. And meanwhile, an update from Tampa. Iowa and Clemson have already hit halftime, and the Hawkeyes are up by 7. They lead Clemson 32-25 at the break, and St. John's is blitzing Northern Iowa to start. Those are two rugged defensive teams, and St. John's is out to a 16-2 lead. And meanwhile, Purdue and Queens has also just gotten underway in the third game of the day in St. Louis. Purdue leads 11-7 against Queens, who makes their first ever NCAA tournament appearance in this year's tournament. They're out of Charlotte, North Carolina. Thus the name Queens, as they come from the Queen City of the Carolinas. So we've got 4 games ongoing all at once here. And we are indeed underway with UCF and UCLA. JT did a great job matching pictures with us here. We've worked through that, and we are off and running. Christian Malley, our good friend, joins us in the comments section, says hi to all of us, and hi to you, Christian. Glad to have you on for, what is this, Game 3 of the day and Game 7 for us already. We had 4 games yesterday, third of 4. We've got UConn and Furman coming up on the channel later tonight. And for everyone that is dropping in and new to us, if you do like what you're seeing and hearing, make sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons. We cover all kinds of sports: basketball, football, hockey, tennis, auto racing, and so much more.
Is this thing on, or is this Matthew Owens filibuster still going on?
This thing is on now. That is the voice of Seth Eves, who
prime time is the right time for the Seth man.
Yeah, so Seth is with us now, and that means I don't have to talk as much during timeouts, which is great, because I would love to know a word count over the last day and a half. So here's the update, Seth. Games have started. You got 4 games going on simultaneously. That's the easy stuff. JT has been called into action to produce the Truck Series race tonight on JBM. So here we go again. He is producing a race while also producing this basketball game.
Well, this is gonna be my go-to, so you might as well get used to it. Look at JT go. Look at Joe Bruin. Look at JT, a giant in a world of shriveling little people. Thank you,
Is
JT.
this button working?
Thank you, JT, for living your life so that we could live ours. Throw it down.
No, I hope this button is working, and I hope you can hear me.
Oh, we can hear you.
Oh, we got you, buddy. We got
Awesome.
you.
And now if I press that button, you can hear me again. But if I press, awesome.
He's got the mute button off and muting.
Off and muting.
UCLA inbounds to restart play. Good pace to this one to start, but a late shot clock here with 4 to shoot. Sky Clark skips right on the wing. Centered ball Booker. He doesn't realize that the shot clock's about to hit 0, and it does. It's a shot clock violation and a turnover for UCLA. Johnny Dawkins, head coach for UCF, 10th season at UCF. He was at Stanford for 8 seasons. He took Stanford to the Sweet 16 in 2014, and he was, of course, so agonizingly close to taking UCF to the Sweet 16 in 2019. This is his second tournament appearance as the head coach of UCF. Of course, he had a dazzling playing career at Duke as a left corner 3 from his team, and Jordan Burks misses off the rim. And UCLA brings the ball back up. White uniforms, blue numbers, gold trim, handled by Donovan Dent. Skipping to his left along the arc, steps inside, kicks it back out. Up top, Booker, free to fire for 3, and he buries a triple. Xavier Booker, the Michigan State transfer by way of Indianapolis, knocks down the 3. UCF back the other way. Quick pace here, shoveling it over the shoulder while going to the basket was Elijah Hulsaway, and he's called for a travel. A turnover by the Knights. Head coach for the Bruins of UCLA, Mick Cronin, age 54, out of Cincinnati. He's been in this game a long time, 23rd season as a college basketball head coach, his 7th at UCLA. He led the Bruins to the Final Four in 2021. He's taken them to the Sweet 16 3 times. He was also in the Sweet 16 once at Cincinnati. This is his 16th overall appearance in the NCAA tournament. Before Cincinnati, he was also at Murray State as Clark was able to maneuver his way to the right blocks, pulls up with a jumper. 10-footer is good, Clark and Daly doing almost all the scoring for this UCLA team that again is without their leading scorer Tyler Bilodeau tonight after suffering a knee injury in the Big Ten tournament last week. Bounce pass by Fulks hit the outstretched leg of Dent. It's a kicked ball, which freezes the clock with 21 on the timer. 18-12 the score, as you can see. Inbound near side front court, in by Fulks, who gets it back on a quick return from Carmelo Pacheco just into the game. Up top, it's Chris Johnson. Feeds it left, Fulks. Quarterbacks it to the foul line. Devin Cambridge knifes his way in, got to the rim, missed the layup as it clanked off. Offensive rebound again from UCF. They've had plenty of them. And then Fulks ropes a pass inside through traffic towards Cambridge. It hit a UCLA body and out of bounds. And it'll stay with UCF. Shot clock at 17. Inbound from underneath the basket. Steven Jamerson is into the game here for UCLA, and also coming in is Eric Freeney out of Corona, California. He averages about 11 minutes a game off the bench. Clark gets a breather. Fulks will try to trigger it in. Second leading assist man in the Big 12 out of Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Inbounds right baseline into Stillwell, who got bumped and pinballed around through traffic. Stillwell ends up on the deck, and that leads to a timeout on the floor with under 12 to go in this first half. We did an update just a moment ago. Now I can hand it to Seth for an update, and here's what I want to know first, Seth. Is Northern Iowa going to score points tonight? What's the score now?
I was just getting ready to tell you, we talked about those Northern Iowa hijinks. They're going to have to get to hijinking if they are going to actually do something tonight. They have scored. It's still a lot to a little. 20-3 to be exact. The St. John's lead with 12:25 to play in the first half in San Diego. Again, they're at the half in Tampa. It's Iowa 32, Clemson 25. And they are just underway in St. Louis, 13:49 to go. In the 2:15 game, Purdue leads Queens out of Charlotte in their first tournament game ever. The Boilermakers with a 15-10 lead over Queens in that one in San Diego. By the way, Braden Smith, one more assist, and he passes Bobby Hurley for the most in college basketball at Division I level, at least history. So, special night it could be, and of course, will it be in a Boilermaker winner? Will Queens pull off the shock? In fact, I thought he was going to have it right there, but big guy, big lug, missed a hook shot. So that's your update. Got a tight game at the half. The Boilermakers struggling early, and the Johnnies trying to just leave zero doubts to the whole process.
Yeah, quick start for Rick Pitino's team, and again, Iowa Clemson at halftime, with Iowa up by 7. So we are back into the magical time where we have 4 games going on concurrently, but as said, one is at halftime. By the way, that 20-3 lead that St. John's has, which is now 20-4, Northern Iowa is 1 of 10 from the field. St. John's is 7 of 11. And that's how you would arrive at a lot to a little score line.
Slurpee time, big gulp, 7-11. Oh, thank heaven.
What have you thought about the tournament action so far today, Seth?
Well, it's had its moments, obviously. We've had some chalk and blowouts, but had some drama early, and hopefully that means the night session things can get just a little bit spicy, a little bit spicier. Who knows? But obviously, we'll have a full rundown of today's games at halftime, but yeah, good day. Overall, there is no such thing as a bad tournament day, in my opinion. JT, you're about to combust over there. What's up?
I have been zoned out, but have you guys seen the St. John's Northern Iowa start?
Yep, indeed. It's we were just talking about that a lot to a little. Someone was trying to call me. PSL.
Okay, we.
Mick Cronin, this ought to be good.
In the Fox booth, Joey Logano and Ryan Blaney have just told Corey Heim, do not vet Christopher Bell.
Oh, all right.
Okay, I don't know if I'm worried about what the context of that might be, but all right then.
You UCF gets the ball inbounded as play restarts. Shouldering his way inside through traffic. Stillwell tried to dish it off across the lane. It's stolen by Jamerson. And UCLA brings it back up the floor with Trent Perry. Perry right-handed dribble, switches to his left, directs traffic, shovels it back. Big running start down the lane for Dent, who kicked it into the left corner. Daly, return for Dent now. Dent in the middle of the floor with the shot clock dwindling. It's at 6, it's at 5. He gives it up for Perry. Puts his head down, dribbles up the left lane line. He needs to put it up. Shot clock winding down. He does muscle it up. Comes up short on the jumper. Stillwell with the rebound. Outlet it along to be taken by Fulks. Fulks on a reset. Threads a nice bounce pass. Stillwell got him an open look. Missed the jumper from the foul line. And UCLA brings it back the other way. The Knights go 1 and out. Perry, top of the arc, jab step at Stillwell. Drifts right, hands off. Possession taken by Freeney. Freeney knifes his way into the lane, spins right, loops it back to the outside. Contested catch made by Perry. Accelerates left baseline, fadeaway jumper. Off the rim, rebound went high into the air. It's out of bounds, last off Eric Freeney in UCLA. Nearing the midway point of this first half. And 18-12 our score, UCLA in front. And Devin Cambridge going to head to the UCF bench here as the Knights try to snap a scoring drought of north of 3 minutes. Chris Johnson on a weave, handoff. Nice split through 2 defenders by Fulks, but then he lost it. Rebound to Dent. Pushed ahead Perry. Feeds it up. Right baseline, Freeney. Pull-up jumper, no. Fight for the rebound. Save from going out of bounds by John Bowl. Bowl ahead for Fulks. Another snap pass that gets deflected. It's up in the air. It's on the ground, and so are bodies. And a foul's called against Fulks. And it'll go to UCLA. So Fulks having quite a bit of Bruins get a hand on some passes. It's happened on 2 straight possessions. That time it was Daly that was able to spike it away. And UCLA will have it again. They'll inbound near side backcourt in for Donovan Dent. Talked about the point guards on this team. And Dent is on a blow-by, flashing into the basket from the left, and he lays it in. He is so explosive. He can change speeds and direction so quick. Lays that one in, and it's 20-12. UCF has possession back. Off right elbow, Kugel spreads it to the left wing. Stillwell connects it on to the corner. Gets it back on a return from Johnson. Stillwell stomps his way up the left baseline. He has it knocked away. It's another turnover. 8 turnovers already from UCF. Bruins racing up the floor before Dent decides to slam on the brakes. Brings it back to the middle of the floor and sets the offense. Dent drifts all the way back towards the midcourt stripe, directs traffic by waving his right hand back and forth. Top of the arc, takes a screen, threads a bounce pass. Perry fakes a 3. He'll drive the closeout in the lane, floats it up from 12 feet, gets a nice bounce and roll off the rim, and that one goes down. And UCLA leads by 10, and Johnny Dawkins wants to talk about it. Timeout taken by Central Florida. Timeout on the floor, 22-12. And the Bruins out in front by 10. Season for UCF. Seth, it's we came on the air and called it very much a peaks and valleys year. It's had a lot of highs and a lot of lows.
Yes. Yes, very much so. Obviously, this is a team that did beat Kansas earlier in the season. It's a team, though, that kind of limped to the finish line of its season, though, to be perfectly honest with you. But
lost 4 of their last 5.
Yep, they did beat Texas A&M in the non-conference as well. Beat Kansas, of course. They also beat Texas Tech at home. They beat TCU, who, of course, is in the tournament. They won in Provo. They won a game by 13 in Provo that was not that close. If you watched that game, the game was never in doubt. It was like 52-28 at the half. But boy, after that game, that's when they forgot to play. They lost the last 3 in the regular season. Did beat Cincinnati opening round of the Big 12 tournament before losing by 22 to Arizona. That Cincinnati game probably was what saved them from either going to Dayton or even being in the field at all. So It's been a lot of, like you said, peaks and valleys, but they're here and they're trying to make an impact. But they've got some problems right now.
Well, chief among their problems is the turnovers, which is something that has been it's been an issue for this team at times this season, but they only commit 11 turnovers a game. They've committed 8 in the first 11 minutes here. And UCLA has scored 10 points. Nearly half of their points, 10 of their 22 points UCLA have come off of UCF turnovers.
Matthew, I have to change sports.
Okay.
So you know how a certain organization in NASCAR said they were going to have an all-star truck and have a different driver in it every week?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So much for that. Corey LaJoie will be back in the 25 truck for Rockingham.
Oh, boy. They've got more issues than just that right now over there at Colleg.
Yeah, they're making real good decisions.
Shoo-wee. Rough.
Again, remember back before COVID and even a little bit afterwards where we thought this was a team on the rise? Well, they've ruined themselves, haven't they?
Oh, and Braden Smith has the career assist record. He has made it to 1,077.
Meanwhile, Ben Rhodes has caused a caution at Darlington.
You can
Ben Rhodes in the wall. In the wall.
Listen to that race over on JBM, which JT is producing.
I've got a lot of voices in my head right now.
UCF.
He's not crazy. He's not talking a crazy person either. He legitimately has.
UCF out of the timeout with the ball. They've turned it over on 5 of their last 6 trips. And going strong to the hole there was Chris Johnson. Had the ball knocked out of his hands. It's out off of UCLA. Daly touched it last. That's not the 2,000-yard rusher, Chris Johnson. Gets his shoulder square as UCF will inbound from underneath.
Yeah, running away from the cops. Speed. That's the question.
Kugel turns it over on the inbounds pass. 9 UCF turnovers, and here come the Bruins the other way. Dent sets his feet, thought about a 3. Swings it right. Daly inside the arc. Pulls up with a jumper and knocks it in from 24 feet away, and it is 24-12 UCLA. Riley Kugel for UCF, behind the back dribble, trying to penetrate inside, and he draws a foul as he tumbles to the ground. And Kugel, the former Mississippi State Bulldog and Florida Gator, now the leading scorer for the UCF program, will get free throws. Senior from Orlando, 77% foul shooter for the season. And Kugel bends the knees, flicks the wrist, free throw is good. That stops what was an 11-0 UCLA run that spanned 4 minutes. Booker checks back in for Mick Cronin's team. Kugel once again spins the ball in his hands, right foot in front of the left, free throw up, swirling miss, rebounded by Booker. And UCLA will bring it back up. They have cut off the water on the UCF side of things after that quick start. Donovan Dent directs it to the left elbow on a bounce pass. Booker takes the jumper from there, missed it short, fight for the rebound. Bowl had the ball, but we've got a foul going against UCF in the action for going for the loose change. Carmelo Pacheco, which objectively is just a great name, is called for the foul. He had a hand on the shoulder of Daly. Foul is on the floor. Second team foul to go against UCF. Bruins will try to inbound from underneath. Looping ball out to the perimeter. Taken there by Booker. Handed back off for Dent. Dent can break down just about any defense. Here he is, zigzagging. Swashbuckling off the left wing. Jab step with 9 to shoot. Dribble drive at Bowl to the rim. High off the window. It is good. Donovan Dent is an incredible talent. Came over from New Mexico, spending 3 years with that Lobos program that's run so well out there. in the Mountain West. Here's Chris Johnson. Swings it cross court. Great pass. Burks fakes a three in the corner. Sidesteps left. Now launches the three. And he goes bombs away with it. Burks out of Decatur, Alabama. Georgetown and Kentucky transfer. Knocks down the three. First of the night for UCF. UCLA ball once again. Dent, left-handed dribble, directs traffic. Tells Jamar Brown to fade to the corner. He does. Dent gets to the left elbow, steps back, fadeaway jumper, clanks off the rim, no good. Rebound off the floor. Johnson whips a pass ahead. Kugel turns it back to a trailing Pacheco, who steps into a straight-on three. Missed it wide right. Bowl came flying in for the rebound, but we've got a foul, and it's on Bowl. Bowl called for the foul. And that will lead to a timeout on the floor. Under 8 minutes to go first half. 26-16 our score. UCLA in front. 7-10 matchup in the East. Here in Philadelphia.
Anybody there?
Yes.
Well, that got deathly quiet. That was not good.
Yes, I did think you were going to share thoughts on something. I apologize.
Yeah, well, you didn't say, Seth, what you got, so I just assumed that either you were wanting to be quiet or you just wanted to or do something else. I can tell you this. We can promote tomorrow's games if you'd like.
Yes, absolutely.
We got 4 second-round games. Like, hey, Dabo Sweeney's in the crowd at the Clemson, Iowa game in Tampa. Anyway,
yeah, I wasn't gonna touch that.
Well, I knew you weren't, but I was like, tomorrow we got 2 games. We will start at. We have the 2 Greenville games for you. So we'll have some concurring streams tomorrow because we have TCU against Duke University. I'll come your way at a little after 5 o'clock. Then about 30 minutes after that game, VCU and Illinois. Then we'll also have the 2 games tomorrow night from Portland. I'll be on the call for those. Texas against Gonzaga and High Point versus Arkansas. So it should be a great fun day. There will be other second-round games as well, but those are the ones we'll have on our network here on the stream channel tomorrow. Good Lord, the coach for Queens wearing this green tail Irish sweater. Lord have mercy. But anyway,
Matthew, Seth,
Yes.
do you want to peek behind the curtain of JBM?
Oh, that's
always
a scary place.
Here we go. I'm about to go in the guys' ears. We are on 1 to go, 11 car. Inside lane is your control car. Pit road clear, coming to the green. There you go. There's a peek behind the curtain.
Oh dear.
Hey, we got Chef Tex with 4 X's saying he was watching the VCU North Carolina stream. He said, "Yo."
Hey. Very good.
He was sick enough to come back for more, apparently, was what I'm gathering for that.
Right.
I'm most appreciative.
Glad to have you with us. By the way, we talk about Northern Iowa, this terrible start that they've had against St. John's. This is the anniversary, 16-year anniversary of the Ali Farouk Manesh shot. Stupidest shot that ever went down in history.
Queens has a darn dog on their bench. Buddy the street dog.
Oh, I love that. I hope they
It's
win
interesting.
now.
Yeah, only you would find something to complain about one of the great March moments ever. But
It was
anyway,
the stupidest shot you could ever take, and it went in. It's just hilarious.
it went in, so who cares, right?
That is just incredible that he took that shot. But on they went to the Sweet 16 that year, and not complaining, by the way, chuckling about the fact that he decided to take that shot, and it went in.
Okay.
God bless
All
that
right.
it did, because if it didn't, he would have had a lot to answer for as UCLA drops another three. Jamar Brown out of the
They have nothing to
timeout.
answer for.
Fifth-year senior out of Chandler, Arizona, knocks down the triple. UCF really struggling with turnovers, and they have fallen behind by 13 because of it. In the lane, Stillwell washes it back outside, out of the left corner. Three triggered, missed by Burke. Stillwell got an offensive rebound underneath the cylinder. Back up, couldn't finish, but he does draw a foul. Jamichael Stillwell, I mentioned earlier, a lot of people call him college basketball's Draymond Green. He scores, he's a great rebounder, he's a great defender, and he can facilitate. And he's already snatched 6 rebounds tonight. Hasn't scored, we'll try to change that from the line. He's 72% for the season, and he hits the first.
I was waiting for the part where you were saying he's also a giant pain in the ass the rest of the
Now to Chef Tex that's in the comments, I have a question. When we read your name off when you comment, is it Chef Tex or is it Chef Tex? Because there's 4 X's. All my exes live in Texas. Stillwell. Second free throw is good. 11-point game. Glad to have you with us. Hope you have enjoyed what you've watched and heard over the last day and a half. It's been a lot of us. If there is anyone out there that's possibly watched all 7 of these, God bless you. I don't know what I could give you, but I'd like to give you some sort of prize. UCLA on offense. Dent plays catch. Backpedals out on the perimeter. Swings it back right. Taken by Perry. Perry directs it off the left wing. Daly middle of the floor. Drives in. Late clot. Dishes off. Brown cutting up the baseline. Fell down. Lost the ball. It's free. It's out of bounds. Shot clock ended up hitting 0. It's a shot clock violation in the end against UCLA. So all of the turnovers from UCF, they've committed 9 of them. That's just the second from the Bruins, and both of their turnovers have been shot clock violations. Themis Folks back in for UCF. Spreads it, turned around the horn. Kugel feeds the short corner off the right side. Handled there by Stillwell. Nearly got away with a travel. Here's Folks down the middle, driving in. Dishes off through traffic. Ball on the floor. Turnover number 10. UCLA numbers the other way. Dent with a lob! And Daly with a slam! Flying to the hoop. Donovan Dent with the dish. And Eric Daly with the flush. He's got 12 at the other end. Great pass inside, and it was knocked away. Burks couldn't finish at the rim. UCLA's got it again. Dent slices down the middle. Going to try to finish it himself. Layup rolls off the rim. Tap follow wouldn't go. Booker popcorning around. That rebound taken by Burks, and UCF clears. Out come the Knights one more time. Folks puts it on the deck, hits the spin button, gets to the paint, 10-foot jumper, front of the rim short. Rebound Bruins. Daly picks it up, gives it to Dent. Mick Cronin's 5 feet on the floor as he calls out a play. Dent across midcourt, right-handed dribble, across the March Madness logo, top of the arc. He's going to shoot a 3. It's up in the air, swirls around and misses. Rebound tapped out of bounds as Booker tried to swipe it away from Burks, but it's off Booker last. It'll go to the Knights. Donovan Dent, big-time game changer. He is what gives them a chance to not only win this game tonight, but also to go deep into this tournament, even if they are without Bilodeau. Now, of course, Bilodeau is the leading scorer on this team, and if they do have to play UConn on Sunday, you would likely think they would need Bilodeau in that game, but Dent is such a great playmaker. He makes every one of his teammates better. And that's what you want in a point guard like that. Jamar Brown to the bench, along with Daly to get a breather. Freeney comes back in Mick Cronin's rotation. Stillwell to the bench for UCF. Under 5 to go in this first half. As play restarts, clock rolls, brought up by Fulks, always with the ball in his hands. Takes a screen from Bowl off left wing. Hits the brakes, cranks it back off the arc for Johnson. Defended by Freeney. Johnson crosses over, drives down the middle in the lane. Tried to loop a pass to the corner. Harpooned out of bounds by Perry. It'll stay on this end of the floor. Shot clock at 10. Knights will inbound from underneath. Fulks comes to grab it. He's got long arms in front of him guarding this inbounds, but he bounces it in short corner right to Bowl. Back for Fulks. In from the right. Kicks into the left corner. Up for three. And George Beal Jr. knocks it down. His first shot of the night. And Beal, who puts in about 8 minutes a game off the bench, sinks a big three. Brings the margin back down to 10 as we approach the final 4 minutes of the half. Dent out of Riverside, California. New Mexico transfer. High screen Jamerson. Out to his left, Dent. Bounce pass. Threaded back. Perry. Top of the arc. Return for Dent. Reset. Dent has it. He's defended by Johnson. He swings it right in the corner. It's returned to Dent. He fakes a three. He'll drive the closeout on the right lane line. Fading jumper. Side of the rim. No. Snatching an offensive rebound. Jamerson. Spinning left lane line. Fall away jumper. Good. Steven Jamerson the second with the basket. Averages less than 2 points a game. At the other end, Fulks yo-yo dribble to the foul line. Hooked back to the perimeter. Johnson handles, left-handed dribble. Pulls up straight on three. Clatters off the cup, no good. Ripping away an offensive rebound. Bowl contacted by Jamerson. Foul is called. And that'll lead to our final media time out of the first half. 3:31 to go in this first stanza. 12-point lead for UCLA at the site here in Philadelphia. Bruins offense with Donovan Dent, they can really roll. Might say that they have been faster than Xfinity Mobile in this first half at Xfinity Mobile Arena.
Why? Just why?
Boy, JT was quick to hop on that one. Wow.
Coming to one to go.
Oh, dear. Coming to one to go.
It's chaotic here, Matt. It is chaotic here.
Yeah.
Like, very, very chaotic.
When is it not?
Never. That is the straight answer. Okay. Official TV timeout, so I don't need to press anything. I think was awesome.
I don't know how he does this. It's bad enough when I'm calling a game for an outlet and I have a producer in my ear and there's a crowd of people. Like, I can't imagine what it's like with like a gajillion people in his ear. Probably feels like
I have you two, Jack, JB, and all of the NASCAR officials in my ear.
Sure.
Oh, look, a dance-off between the Queen's mascot and Purdue Pete. I got the quad bar.
Incredible.
Yeah, indeed it is. Nothing like a mascot dance-off.
Yes.
Ambassador Jack Owl! But anyway, coming up at halftime, live updates, a look ahead to the late session. And
Coming to the green.
Down what happened earlier in the day.
It's the late show. The late
What
show.
did JT say? I'm sorry.
He said coming to the green.
Oh, yeah. Late show, come to the green. Well, of course, Queens and Purdue being called by Spiro Agnew, the silent majority, to use a Chris Berman term. And Kentucky's #1 analyst, Jim Spanarkel.
They've had some fun today.
Oh, yeah, you think?
Over there in St. Louis.
Speaking of fun, those kids with the cotton candy, they're going to be on all-time. They will not sleep tonight. They got to watch their team in March Madness, and they're eating cotton candy. I mean, they're going to have
But the crash out will be generational.
Yes, it will. Yes, it will. They will not. They will be out. When they go out, they're out for at least 12 hours. Nice hat, mister.
UCF inbounds to restart play. Pacheco out of the left corner, spreads it back up top. Head of the key, Beal already hit 1-3, fakes that one. Slashes to the right elbow, cycles it back outside, spinning off the right wing to the baseline. Fulks throws it back outside. Beal steps back off left wing. They got to get a shot up. Shot clock's at 3. Fulks fumbles it. He recovers. He hoisted up. A rainbow off glass, no good. Shot clock violation. It'll go down to another turnover for UCF, and they have been plagued by them in this first half. 3 minutes to go. First stanza, UCLA up by 12. That last turnover by UCF, their 11th. That is what they average per game for the season, and they've done it in less than 20 minutes. UCLA on offense, Trent Perry, outside left, pass across for Dent, nearly stolen. Dent was able to snatch it, maneuvers to the foul line, kicks left corner, Booker free to fire, 3 offside iron, rebound taken by Burks, 4-on-4 here, Burks looping a pass ahead for Pacheco, hits the break, cycles it back, taken there by Cambridge. Cambridge cross court, left wing 3, launched, off the heel, no, rebound down to Booker, and UCLA brings it back the other direction. They'll slow the pace down with Dent. White jersey, sky blue numbers, gold trim for the Bruins in their 54th NCAA tournament appearance. Looking for their 20th Final Four appearance on this trip at the tournament, as up the right baseline, Brandon Williams pushed up a shot, and that was thundered out on a ferocious block by Bowl. Bowl got his left hand to it, swatted it away. UCLA keeps possession, shot clock at 14. Williams to the bench to get a breather. Inbound far right corner. Dent will dribble back towards the middle of the floor. Shot clock at single figures. Left-handed dribble edge of the March Madness logo at midcourt. Dent swings it left to right, gets it back on a quick return. Perry. Timer at 3. Timer at 2. Dent steps back. Long three-pointer. Swirling miss. Bowl tipped it back up and in to his own basket. Oh, Bowl had the rebound glance off his hands. It goes back into his own basket. It'll count for UCLA to lead by 14. Cambridge at the other end cuts it back down as he puts a 3 down, and it's 35-24. About a minute and a half to go. First half here in Philadelphia. Dent crosses midcourt. 2 hands a pass on an angle for Perry. Dribbles across the arc from left to right. Gives it up in the corner. Now it's tossed back up high. Booker pitches it back. Taken there by Dent. Runs the show. Shovels it out. Here's Freeney dancing, sashaying, swashbuckling to the short corner off the left side. Centered back. Daly fakes a 3. Timer at 2. Gonna have to put it up. Contested 3. That's an air ball and a shot clock violation. The third time they've had the shot clock hit 0 on them in the half. If they lose by 2 points tonight, poor John Bowl, I don't think he'll be able to sleep. UCF up the floor, trying to close out the half strong here. And here's a good look out of the right corner for Carmelo Pacheco, and it is a bingo from 3. As Pacheco out of Harrisonburg, Virginia, knocks down the 3 ball, and UCLA takes their first time out. Use it or lose it. Taken by Mick Cronin with 49 on the clock. 8-point lead for the Bruins as UCF tries to sneak their way back into it here at the end of the half. That Pacheco 3, their 4th of the first half. As mentioned, coming up at halftime, Seth will take you through finals from earlier today. Look ahead to games later tonight, later tomorrow. He'll do whatever he has to do to tap dance through me heading off mic and going to eat food because I've had 1 banana all day long.
Was it a banana or was it a banana ball?
It was not a banana bowl.
And so if it wasn't a banana ball, it was a normal banana, right?
Yes, it was. I don't know of any other kind.
I have a question.
Was it of the Savannah type?
I have a question.
Yes, Seth.
Is JT gonna give the JBM people behind the curtain of us like he did Blaze? No.
UCLA inbounds out of the timeout. 12 on the timer. About a 25-second difference between the clocks. Running floater. Dent misses off the heel. Rebound UCF. Pushing. Fulks. No look pass to the left wing. UCLA gets back defensively. Giving back to Fulks on a reset. About a 2.5-second difference between the clocks now. Fulks out of Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Right-handed hip-high dribble. Looks over his left shoulder. Gets a play call from Johnny Dawkins. Holds the ball, bleeds the clock, timer inside of 10. Here goes the number 2 assist man in the Big 12. Cutting out to his left, carving out a lane right, kicks to the wing. Pacheco has it, launches a shot, missed it off the heel. Rebound Daly, 1 second, lets it fly from beyond midcourt. And that ends the first half. UCLA with a 35-27 halftime lead in this 7-10 matchup in the East region from Xfinity Mobile Arena in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. It was a quick start for both teams. UCLA's defense stiffened up middle portions of that first half. The Bruins end up shooting 41% from the field and 3 of 10 from 3. UCF 36% from the field. They were 4 of 12 from three-point range. Only 4 free throws attempted in the first half. They were all taken by UCF. The Bruins did not attempt a free throw in the first 20 minutes. Rebounding quite close, UCF with an edge of +2. On the offensive glass, however, UCLA with a slight edge of 9-8. Turnovers the big issue for UCF. They committed 11 in that first half, and UCLA scored 14 points off of those 11 turnovers, 14 of their 35. That's 40% of their points they scored off of UCF turnovers. Bruins outscored the Knights in the paint 18-10. Largest lead for UCLA was 14. UCF led by as many as 6. UCLA led for 72% of the first half, and their halftime lead is 8. Off to Seth we go, as he'll get you up to date with everything that's happened today and will continue to happen as we're at halftime in Philly.
And Matthew is off to get a Philly cheesesteak from Pat's. He sure as hell ain't getting one from Gino's, that's for sure. So we welcome you to the halftime report. Let's get you caught up on what else is happening across the country. Again, we are in the situation where all the games are in progress. However, there is one other game that has hit the halftime in San Diego. What an impressive first half for the number 5 seed in the East, St. John's. 47-28. They lead the 12 seed Northern Iowa, who got the automatic bid out of the Missouri Valley Conference. A 19-point lead for the Johnnies. Zuby Ejiofor with 9 points. Northern Iowa shooting just 37% from the floor. So the Johnnies look like they are in good shape. They are near the end of the first half in St. Louis. The 2:15 game in the West. Purdue leads Queens 45-30. Of course, the story there, Braden Smith becoming college basketball's all-time, men's Division I basketball's all-time assist leader with the performance he's had in this game after a slow start. Looks like Purdue is pulling away there. Our game, of course, the half, 35-27 UCLA. The other early evening game, they're into the second half in Tampa. It's the 8-9 game in the South, 11:05 to go, and Iowa leads Clemson 44-34 in that game. 4 more games later tonight. We'll be on the air a little after 10 or thereabouts with Furman and Connecticut, the Huskies who won national championships in 2023 and 2024 against the Paladins, the Southern Conference champions, who look to create some more magic like they did 3 years ago when they stunned Virginia in Orlando. So that should be an interesting one. Also in the late session tonight, the defending national champions, Todd Golden's Florida Gators, begin defense of their crown. They'll play Prairie View in Tampa, the SWAC champion, in that game. Also tonight at 9:45, Cal Baptist and Kansas. That's an interesting one in the East. Cal Baptist, of course, has one of the top players, one of the better players that you might not know too much about, in the form of Dominique Daniels. Daniels averages 17 points a game, but the big story with Daniels, He's coming off of a 41-point effort in the WAC championship game against Utah Valley. The Lancers on a 6-game win streak against a Kansas team that has been inconsistent at times throughout the season. The other late game tonight could be a spicy one, 7-10, ACC versus SEC, Miami taking on Missouri. Earlier today, what a way to get the day started. You might have seen on one of our live streams, Matthew Owens getting the bonus coverage of it. What a finish, the 7-10 matchup in the Midwest between Santa Clara and Kentucky. Looked like Santa Clara had won the game until Otega Owe buries a desperation shot at the end of regulation just inside a half court. That was 3 of Owe's 35 points. The Cats then outscored the Broncos 16-11 in the extra session. Mark Pope's men survive and advance 89-84. Kentucky wins. Next for the BBN, Iowa State, the number 2 seed, who had no problem against Ohio Valley champion Tennessee State, 108-74. The Cyclones got 25 points and 11 rebounds from Killian Toure in the game. They also got 22 off the bench from Nate Heisey. Momcilovic was 17. The big story, though, was star Joshua Jefferson, who suffered a lower body injury in the game. Coach TJ Otzelberger said at the post-game press conference that that it was a sprain and that they are examining things, but the first report seems to indicate that he's doubtful for Sunday's game against the Wildcats. That would be a massive loss. Earlier today in Tampa, some people were looking at Akron over Texas Tech as a trendy 12-5 upset pick. It did not happen. Jalen Petty, 24 points. Grant McCaslin's Red Raiders on to the second round with a 91-71 win over the MAC champs. So Texas Tech will move on to the second round in the Midwest. And they have a rather spicy matchup on Sunday against Alabama. Crimson Tide took on the CAA champions, 13 seed Hofstra. They were only up 2 at the half. Hofstra really gave them a fight, but Alabama ran away and hid in the last few minutes of the game for a 90-70 triumph. LeBaron Philon had 29 points for Alabama, one of 5 Crimson Tide players to hit double figures. The top seed in the West, Arizona, had no trouble with LIU. They rolled past the Sharks 92-58. They led by 24 at the half. They were never threatened. Ivan Karchenkov, 14 points and 10 rebounds for Arizona. Braden Burries, 18 points. Koa Pete also had 15 as Arizona eliminates the auto bid from the Northeast Conference. Next for Arizona, they'll get Utah State, who went on a late run to beat Villanova 86-76. MJ Collins had a game. He had 20. Mason Falslab chipped in with 22 for the Aggies, who get a rare tournament win for the Mountain West these days. Go figure, the year they get one bid, they pull off a win against a power conference opponent. Utah State and Arizona will play on Sunday. And finally, for the first time since they won the national championship in 2019, Virginia has that winning feeling in the NCAA tournament. Hard to believe, but it had been that long. They won the title miraculously in 2019. There was no tournament in 2020. First round exit in 21. Did not make the tournament in 22. Lost to the first round in 23. Lost first 4 in 24. Missed the tournament last year. But in Ryan Odom's first year, the 7-year dry spell ends. The Cavaliers got a test from the champions of the Horizon League, 14th seeded Wright State. But 6 threes and 26 points from Jakari White, enough of a difference. The Wahoos win 82-73, setting up a rather orangey border battle in Philadelphia on Sunday. Cavs get Rocky Top next. Tennessee ended the magical season for Miami of Ohio 78-56. Miami of Ohio, their three-point shooting was not on par today. They shot just 7 of 29, 24% from downtown. Tennessee's defense had a great day despite 27 from Peter Suter. Jacoby Gillespie led the way for the Big Orange with 29 points. And so Tennessee moves on with a 22-point win. Also, day one of the round of 64 in the NCAA women's tournament. And as you would expect, not a whole lot of surprises there. In fact, as we go into the evening hour, as we're almost through the first day, the higher seeded teams have all won. Of course, it helps when you're a top 4 seed. You get to play the games on your own home floor. Don't get me started. We'll start in the Fort Worth Regional 1. North Carolina, the 4 seed there, shut down one of the nation's top scorers, Maya Nicastro. The Tar Heels beat Western Illinois 82-51. They get an interesting matchup on Sunday against 5th seeded Maryland. The Terrapins blew out Murray State 99-67 in that game. So the Terps and the Heels, former ACC rivals, will meet at Carmichael on Sunday in the second round. Maryland, North Carolina. Murray McLean, 19 points and 14 rebounds for the Terrapins in that game. Kendall Walker scored 20 points. In the Sacramento 2 Regional, Minnesota, the number 4 seed, beat Green Bay 75-58. Gold Gophers got 21 from a Maya battle. Minnesota plays Ole Miss on Sunday. That'll be a good game. The Rebs beat 12th-seeded Gonzaga 81-66. 15 points off the bench from Latasha Lattimore led the way for the Hottie Toddies. Also today in Durham, the first game of the day was the number 3 seed in that Sacramento 2 bracket, Duke. They beat tournament first-timers Charleston 81-64. Toby Fournier, 24 points for Kara Lawson's ACC champs as they beat the champs of the CAA, despite Taryn Barbeau with 36 points. Next up for Duke on Sunday at Cameron, Baylor, the number 6 seed, beat Nebraska 67-62. A double-double for Dariana Littlepage Buggs, 13 points and 11 rebounds to lead the Bears in that one. The leading scorer for Baylor was Talia Scott with 15 points. Down in Baton Rouge, LSU, the number 2 seed in Sacramento 2, no problem against Jacksonville, 116-58 for Kim Mulkey's team. They shot 59% from the floor. Michaela Williams, 18 points and 10 assists in the game. Flau'jae Johnson with 20. A well-balanced Bayou Bengal attack, 7 in double figures. They will play the winner of a game that will start in mere moments between 10th-seeded Villanova and the 7th seed Texas Tech. The top seed in Fort Worth 3 is the University of Texas, and Vic Schaefer's team off to a great start with an 87-45 romp over Missouri State. 14-12 for Madison Booker to lead the way for Texas. Rory Harmon only had 7 points. They didn't really need her. Booker 14-12 as mentioned. Jordan Lee had 19. Kyla Oldacre 15. Well-balanced attack for Texas. Horns will get a chance to hook Oregon on Sunday. The Ducks won the 8-9 game over Virginia Tech 70-60. Katie Fiso 22 points to lead Oregon in that encounter. In Ann Arbor, the number 2 seed of the Fort Worth 3 Regional, Michigan beat Holy Cross 83-48. Mila Holloway, 20 points. Silas Swords had a good game. Michigan will play the winner of the 7-10 matchup that's happening right now between North Carolina State and Tennessee. A rematch of a game from the opening night of the season in Greensboro. The Pack won that one, and the Pack are up in this one as well. 12 seconds to go first quarter. NC State with a 26-19 lead. Of course, if you follow women's basketball, you're aware of the well-publicized struggles Tennessee's had on and off the court down the stretch of the season. And the Lady Vols trying to not go out with a whimper, but they're down 7 to the Pack. Again, early days, if you will, in Ann Arbor. That's the Fort Worth 3. Now, finally, Sacramento 4 Regional. Again, I'm sorry. I love women's basketball. These regional names are just... Can they at least come up with better names for this? This is so stupid. Oklahoma, the number 4 seed, will play Big Sky champion Idaho later tonight. Could we get our first lower-seeded upset, though, in that site? At the half, the 12 seed Colorado State leads 5 seed Michigan State 29-27. And finally, on the women's side, in Fort Worth, the number 3 seed in that Sacramento 4 pod, TCU, beat UC San Diego 86-40. How about a tournament triple-double for Olivia Miles? 12 points, 16 rebounds, 14 assists. Frogs get another purple team Sunday. Washington, who eliminated South Dakota State, 72-54 behind a 30-point effort from Avery Howe. Another full day on the women's side begins tomorrow at 11:30 a.m. with Howard and Ohio State. 3 of the 4 1 seeds take the floor tomorrow. So get ready to see some lopsided scores, more than likely. South Carolina is the first one. They'll play Southern at 1 o'clock tomorrow. Then at 3 o'clock, UConn plays UTSA. And at 10 o'clock tomorrow night, UCLA, who, by the way, the lines of these games, oh boy, you can, yeah, we don't promote, but there are certain sports books. How about all 3 of the 1 seeds in action on the women's side tomorrow are north of 50-point favorites? Ouch, babe. So there is that for you. Of course, the men's second round tomorrow, and we'll promote this again coming up. The day begins tomorrow at 12:10, St. Louis against Michigan as we go back to the men's tournament. Then at 2:45, Louisville, Michigan State. We hit the air. Our first stream will come at about 5:15 in Greenville as TCU plays Duke. Then at 7:10, we'll have Texas against Gonzaga in Portland. At 7:50 approximately, VCU, Illinois. And our other stream tomorrow night around 9:45, High Point and Arkansas. Also tomorrow, Texas A&M against Houston and Vanderbilt versus Nebraska. Also tomorrow, the second round of the men's NIT. Dayton at UNC Wilmington, Liberty at Nevada. Stay tuned. There may be some late round action of the NIT coming up on the channel. Just keep that in mind. So that pretty much gets you covered. Oh, one other thing really quickly. Other bit of news. Georgia Tech has hired Troy Scott Cross to be the next head coach of their program as he tries to lead the Yellow Jackets back to prominence. Cross, of course, a great run at Troy, in particular the last 2 seasons. They're at the half in Philadelphia. UCLA with a 35-27 lead over UCF. Matthew, have you finished your cheesesteak yet? I will take that as a no. So I have got to kill more time. I didn't really want to go into other sports, but I guess I
am
have
here
to.
if you need me.
JT is working, of course, on the NASCAR Truck Series race, which, of course, who's leading that truck race? You can help me that way. Who's leading that race?
Caden Honeycutt is leading, and the winner of stage 1 was Christian Ecker. Stand by. We are not going this time. One to go at the line. So yeah, should be fun. We are just inside 4 minutes left in the second. Until the second half, and stage 2 was about to get underway, but as you just heard, not going one to go at the line.
That is utterly insane how you went from point to point that fast. You went from we're not going green to 4 minutes left on the arena clock for the second half. I mean, Lord have mercy. That's of course the incomparable JT. NASCAR, of course, triple header weekend in the great land of Darlington, South Carolina. NBA tonight, mild program. Second quarter. Uh-oh.
Did they actually postpone the start because Fox weren't back in time?
Oh, okay.
Did that actually just happen?
Oh my God! This is Brooklyn leads New York 45-33 in the second quarter in the NBA tonight. Detroit also up 51-50 on Golden State. Houston 32-24 over Atlanta in the first quarter. Portland leads Minnesota 33-28 at the end of the first. Late first, Boston up 27-25 on Memphis. Toronto and Denver will play at 9 o'clock tonight. NHL, Carolina leads Toronto 3-2 in the second period. Washington leads New Jersey 1-0 at the end of the second. Later tonight, Colorado at Chicago, Florida at Calgary, and Anaheim at UTEP. Soccer earlier today in the Premier League. Bournemouth 2, Manchester United 2. Preston beat Stoke 3-1 in the championship. Also in La Liga today, it was Villarreal, a 3-1 winner over Real Sociedad. Leipzig hit Hoffenheim for 5 in the Bundesliga. 5-0 was the final there. Napoli beat Cagliari 1-0 in Serie A, while Udinese beat Genoa by 2-0. Also, let's see. Tennessee, a big college softball series getting underway this weekend in Gainesville, and good prevails over evil as Tennessee beats Florida 2-1 was the final in that one. The Lady Vols kick butt and take names, as Karen Weekly's team's been doing for a vast majority of the season. They go to Gainesville and take care of the Gators. Matthew, are you back yet? Because they are up, the world feed almost is. I'm sure that cheesesteak is good, but we didn't hire you to eat cheesesteaks here. College baseball, number 3 Georgia Tech beat Pitt 11-9. Number 20 West Virginia beat BYU 12-10. Notre Dame beat 19th ranked Clemson 6-0. Number 9 Virginia leading number 24 Wake Forest 10-5. They're in the 8th. Also in the 8th, it's 10th ranked NC State leading 11th ranked Florida State 5-4. Missouri leads number 22 Tennessee 5-1 at the top of the 6th. Bottom of the 6th, number 16 Coastal Carolina leads James Madison 7-2. The struggles continue for South Carolina. They're getting blitzed 17-0 in a baseball game by 4th-ranked Arkansas. Number 7 Georgia leads number 23 Texas A&M 5-2 in the 5th. It's Troy leading number 12 Southern Miss 5-3 in the 5th. In the 5th, Alabama leads 18th ranked Florida 6-0. Scoreless in the 6th between 25th ranked Louisiana and Texas State. Big top 5 series in the Plains this weekend. Number 2 Texas, number 5 Auburn. That's tied at 1 in the 6th. In the 4th, number 21 Oregon leads Northwestern 15-1. Kentucky on top of Ole Miss 3-0. That's 15 versus unranked. Number 8 Oklahoma tied with LSU in the 4th. LSU is unranked. So is Vanderbilt. They are scoreless with Mississippi State. Matthew Owens, thank you, Jesus, because I was tired of reading college baseball scores to kill time. That cheesesteak must have been really, really good. And JT had a moment here where in about 3.1 seconds, it's about the length of time it took Tyus Sedney 31 years ago yesterday to go end to end. He said, "We are not going green. We are not going green." Yes, there are 4 minutes left on the arena clock.
Second half
Matthew,
restarts.
you should also check DMs when you can.
Very good. Second half has started, and UCF on the ball, and a dribble drive to the inside. Kugel missed the runner. Bowl got the rebound. Putback wouldn't go for him. And we get a whistle straight away to start this second half. DMs on Twitter or Discord here?
Discord, I have sent you something which I did not have on my bingo card at all.
Yes, now I did see that. Bowl going to the line, foul is on UCLA, yes. Look at you go. Bowl misses his first free throw. And one more for Bowl. Still doing work behind the scenes here. So just bear with me. Bowl missed the second. He is
Join the club.
Not a great foul shooter, just 68% missed them both. Sky Clark picked up the foul. That was his third. Here comes UCLA back into the front court with Donovan Dent. Out to his right, feeds it Daly, pumps it inside with the left hand. Booker goes up strong with the left hand and finishes off glass. 37-27, Booker's second field goal for the Michigan State transfer. At the other end, Folks crossover dribble, feeds the right corner, backpedal Burks, jets inside, kicks it Bowl, floater from 12 feet, clinks off the rim, no good. USCF keeps it alive. Folks slices in, quarterbacks it into the right corner. They get it to Bowl again. He'll shovel it down low. Stillwell goes up, had it knocked away. Stillwell again, back out. Kugel loads up a left arc three. That's off the rim. So many chances, and still it's an empty trip for the Knights. So UCLA tries to take advantage of that. Dent hops it into the left corner. Perry feeds it up top. Dent spins back outside. Daly out of the left corner, driving baseline, cutting it back to a cutter. Freeney then gave it up across the lane, and Booker goes up strong and scores. 39-27, UCLA leading by 12. Booker having a heck of a game. Kugel has the ball in his hands near left corner, defended by Freeney. Centered ball taken by Fulks, drives inside, spins it back out, catching Kugel, fires, and splashes down a three. Kugel hits the triple out of the corner pocket. 5th three of the night for UCF, trailing by 9. 2 minutes gone, second half. Bruin ball held by Dent, pressurized by Fulks, fed up top. Daly fires away and answers back with a three of his own. They hit just 3 threes in the first half, UCLA. Daly hits that one, he's got 15. UCF brings it back. Fulks, left block, cut it back. Bowl through traffic, went up, had it ripped away. Out of bounds, it'll stay with UCF. It was Daly that got a hand on the ball, and Bowl is down. I think he got hit up high. Yeah, Bowl cutting in. Traffic around him, and yeah, he got a slap to the face on his way up from Daly, inadvertently, of course. And hopefully Bowl will be okay, but he is still down.
I want to check your DMs for something silly and something serious. Twitter DMs, that is.
Okay. We'll do that. Oh, I see. I see what's going on behind the scenes. Hold on. Bear with me, everybody. Okay. Hopefully that'll fix what I've been trying to fix back here. They might be taking a look at this to see if this play needs to be reviewed. And they are going to the monitor. So Bowl got hit up high, as we said.
Say deathly silence.
And they will head to the monitor to see if this needs to be upgraded in any way. Wow. Okay, so UConn is going to be without 2 big players tonight against Furman. Jalen Stewart and Silas Demery are both out. Wow, that's interesting. Meanwhile, the officials at the monitor here Bowl is up to his feet. Yeah, Daly just right across the face as he tried to go up and contest that shot. Certainly didn't do it maliciously, but see what we get here.
Review. The play on the floor stands is called.
Dean got me
Will be all
again.
the penalties and stuff.
Clean block.
Okay. So no changing of the ruling after the review. Bowl, meanwhile, is over on the UCF bench. They will inbound from underneath. Will UCF? Fulks trying to get it in. Rainbow pass to the left elbow. Stillwell touched it off into the corner, but there was a foul on the floor. And I think Daly gets this one too. And they'll try to inbound again from underneath. This time they get it in cleanly to Cambridge out of the left corner. Stillwell hands it off. Fulks jitterbugs inside. Went right through the teeth of the UCLA defense. And Fulks lays it in. 42-32. Fulks with 8. And UCLA back the other direction. Freeney leaves it for Perry. Guided on for Booker. Directed for Dent. Dent holds the ball over his head. Dribbles to his left. Gets to the March Madness logo. Cambridge defends. Centered ball Daly. Daly drives. Kicks a bounce to the rear, near corner. Freeney a return. Daly, right of the lane. Steps back a jumper. Harshly off the rim, no good. UCF's got the rebound. Kugel, diagonal bounce pass. Fulks with speed. To the rim. Dishes it off. Up for the layup. Stillwell blocked. Got it back. Stillwell through all kinds of traffic. Has it poked away. Taken by Perry. Another UCF turnover. Perry almost lost the dribble. Gets to the right baseline, collects the ball, and hits a fadeaway jumper. What a swing that was right there. UCF back the other way. Oh, Fulks threaded pass to the rim. Another missed opportunity at the rim. Cambridge just rocketed it off the glass, and at the other end, Dent lobs for Booker, who slams it down. UCF back quickly again. Fulks trying to do it on his own, and still the lid stays shut with a layup attempt that slides off the rim. Offensive rebound, Cambridge. Puts it back up top, taken by Stillwell. Thought about a three on the deck, drives at Booker. Leaps in, puts it up, muscles it home. UCF just had so many layups right around the rim that they've missed tonight. And a timeout taken here by Mick Cronin. And UCLA flying at the other end as Dent looped that right into the hands of Booker, who finished it strong. Dozen-point UCLA lead. (46-34) as we get this timeout. Iowa and Clemson locked in a tight one. 8-9 battle in the South as they play in Tampa. Iowa leading by 6. St. John's still holding on to a double-digit lead on Northern Iowa. Purdue by 20 now on Queens.
Speaking of Iowa, did you get the other message?
Oh, yes.
In all seriousness here, we have a Clemson challenge. On the court, Iowa ball. And who did it come off of last? It came off of Clemson. I think it came off of Clemson.
So again, just to reiterate what we mentioned a moment ago, Demery and Stewart both out for UConn tonight. Stewart averages about 18 minutes a game off the bench. Demery is a normal starter, 11.6 assists per game for UConn. So those are getting a really frightening feeling that this tournament's going to be more decided by injuries than anything else. Just the amount of teams dealing with key injuries are really starting to pile up, and that's a shame. Furman, the SoCon champions. 2 tournament wins in their program's history, going for a third tonight against UConn. They're obviously a big underdog.
By the way, I was running through the women's tournament scores. The higher seeds are all undefeated today. I know that stuns you.
When I was doing the score updates from that tournament earlier, I mean to tell you, I don't think there was a close game in the bunch.
I'm telling you, you know me. You know the last thing I am is one of these people that just hate on women's basketball just to be cool. That being said, though, it is admittedly hard to get too invested in the first round. Because even like the 6-11 or 7-10s can be blowouts. And I don't know if you heard me, Matthew, because your mic was still muted. We have 3 1 seeds playing tomorrow. They're all 50 or more point favorites.
Yeah.
And oh, by the way, as if they needed another advantage, let's hold their hand and give them the game at their own home arena.
Yeah,
because they need all the help.
We can't get sights right here at all in the women's tournament. Meanwhile, disaster for UCLA on the inbound. They throw it away. Fulks with a steal, who then sends a cross-court pass to Burks. He drives right baseline. He rifles a pass onto the wing. Stillwell. Return for Fulks. Dances his way inside the paint. Backpedals out. Feeds near corner. Burks won't hesitate here, and he drops a 3 out of the corner. Jordan Burks, who started his collegiate career at Kentucky. Last year he was at Georgetown. Now at UCF, his 3rd school in 3 years. Big 3 there. And UCLA, another disaster on the inbounds. This time, they didn't get it across midcourt in time. 10-second violation and back-to-back turnovers by UCLA. One where they couldn't even get a clean inbounds pass, and now this one, they don't get it across midcourt in time. This will serve as the media timeout under 16. 46-37. UCF trying to stay within arm's distance here of a Bruin team that has led most of the way. Well, if they can pick up their defensive intensity the way they have the last couple of series, UCF might be able to get back into it.
Are you looking for updates?
Sure.
Iowa is, remember the Yogi Bear term, Iowa way. And Clemson. And Clemson lays it in. We got a 4-point game with 84 seconds left. Joking from that message aside, being an Iowa sports fan, I've got to imagine, can be quite the interesting experience.
Yeah.
Your friend Lucy can attest to that.
Yeah.
Boy, you talk about someone who just grew up and hit the big time. Wow. I remember her when you and another person who I won't name is just mentioned her in passing. Now she's big time.
Yeah.
Right to the basket, Iowa lays it in. Back to a 6-point game. 56 seconds, and Brad Brownell says, I want to talk about it. The referees actually they gave the timeout to Ben McCullum. So the referees actually saw that timeout as opposed to one in St. Louis earlier today. I'm not bitter or anything, but, yes. Give Northern Iowa credit. They haven't completely gone away yet. 13-point deficit against St. John's.
I know there was a lot of controversy about that earlier today, but what was it that was left on the clock after Santa Clara hit their 3? It was like 2 seconds and change. So, Kentucky has inbounded it right off the basket, and there's only 2 seconds left. I don't think referees are looking at a coach in that situation. They're looking at everything else in front of them. I know that really stings for Santa Clara, but...
Well, if Santa Clara if the guy that was guarding Oway wasn't too busy celebrating,
right.
And then not to mention also whispers. You can hate John Rothstein all you want, but he's right when he says foul up 3.
Well, that's probably the reason why he was trying to call a timeout, was to get his team to foul. But they clearly were not thinking clearly in the heat of the moment of the Kentucky layup to tie it, then a 3, and it just their minds weren't going clearly in the moment. UCF inbounds as we restart play. Trail by 9. They forced a couple of takeaways, and here's Burks shooting another 3 out of the corner, and it's splashed down again out of that corner pocket for Burks, who's hit 2 in a row. UCLA racing up the floor this time, not chancing another 10-second call it anyway. Picking up the dribble, Brown left of the lane. Feeds the foul line, taken by Jamerson. Now back up top for Dent. I don't think Dent has been subbed out this entire game. Crossover dribble. Goes right up the line. Here he goes with a fadeaway jumper. It misses. Offensive rebound. Jamerson back out. Perry reloads. His three's off the rim. No good. It's out of bounds. UCF will have it again. And all it took was Burks hitting 2 big shots. Just like that, UCLA's 12-point lead is down to 6. UCF, well, once Fulks picks up the ball, they'll bring it up the floor, and he does now. Fulks slashes left, change of direction, kick to the hot hand Burks. Returns for Fulks in that left corner. Crossover dribble. Left elbow. Ooh, high pass off the right wing. Kugel airborne to catch it. Now he wants to drive it. Brown, he does. He gets his way around. Leans in with a floater. Swirling miss. And we've got a whistle and a foul. It's against UCLA. I tell you, UCF might be up double digits here if they got their shots inside of 10 feet to fall. I'm not sure they've made one inside of 10 feet tonight. They just keep finding ways to not go down. There's a foul on UCLA. On the floor, inbound from underneath. Third foul on the Bruins. Stillwell on the catch. Hands it off Fulks. Thought about a 3. Gets going downhill. Behind the back on the dribble. Jamerson shut him off. Shot clock at 10. Fulks has it at the top of the arc. And now he loses his balance. Still gets a pass off somehow. And then Burks kicks it up top for an open 3. And it goes for Cambridge. What a sequence. Fulks lost his balance and fell, still somehow got the pass off to Burks, who saw Cambridge open at the top of the key, and he drills a 3, and it's 3 straight threes for UCF. 9-0 run at the other end. Daly, jab step, off right wing. Another jab step, up for 3. Left it short, long rebound. Dent recovers, throws it wildly into the far corner. Perry picks it up there, tried to drive, shut off by Stillwell. Back up top, pass was deflected. Off the hands of Brown. Bruins still hold on. Shot clock at 7. Dent a drive in the lane. Fading jumper. Swirling miss. Rebound UCF with Cambridge. Behind the back feed on an outlet. Fulks accelerating to the rim. Lefty layup partially blocked. Off the floor it's Perry. 4-on-4 the other way. Perry down the middle. Is anyone going to stop him? No, they're not. Perry lays it in with the transition deuce. Here comes UCF again. Crossover dribble. Kugel gets inside. Running floater. Side of the rim. No. Leaks off into the hands of Daly. Daly gets it into the hands of Dent. And he'll slow the pace down, which I think Mick Cronin would appreciate. Because, boy, this has been wild and woolly the last 90 seconds or so. Right-handed dribble for Dent. Top of the arc. Drifts left. Picked up by Stillwell defensively. Shoveled off for a drive inside. Into the rim. Perry lays it home. Good response here from UCLA to get those 2 buckets right in a row. Builds that lead back up to 7 as Fulks sets the offense. Black uniforms, white numbers, gold trim here for UCF. Fulks behind the back on the dribble. Dent stays with him. Fulks a pirouette, top of the circle, shovels it out. Off the right wing, catching and shooting a 3. Cambridge, off back rim, no. Inside Stillwell, looking for the rebound. Hip checked there by Jamerson. Foul is called. So the foul on Jamerson on the hip check underneath. Hip check and a grab on Jamichael Stillwell. Final minute in Iowa and Clemson. It's a 6-point game. We will get you to Seth for an update here shortly because the next whistle here will take us to a media timeout. Looks like the other 2 games are walkaways. As UCF will inbound, Kugel loops it over the top, taken left arc Johnson. Takes a screen from Stillwell. Johnson holding, Clark defending, feeds Stillwell, short corner left. Hot pass, right corner, Kugel pumps, now takes the 3, knew he missed it. Off the back of the rim, he tried to follow it up. UCLA's got the rebound, and now we've got a foul. Foul going against UCF, it's on Kugel. Timeout on the floor. Seth, tell us what's going on. Walk us through Iowa and Clemson and that finish.
Iowa just hit 2 free throws. They're going to get to the finish line. It looks like they lead by 8 with 21 seconds left. Clemson now trying to take a long 3. It is up. It is good. It is a 5-point game with 16 seconds left. And Brad Brownell has called a timeout. So 65-60 Iowa with 16 seconds. You are correct about the other two games being walkaways. St. John's up 17 with 11:22 to go, and Purdue now up 24 with 13:10 to play. Matthew?
Look who has joined us. Look who has joined us. So happy to have
Mr.
you.
Moss.
Our,
wow.
Our good friend
What's
Peter
going on,
Moss.
fellas?
Hello, how are you?
Oh, my word.
Hello.
Doing well. JT, what's going on, baby?
Good, you. I worked some behind the scenes magic so you could have access to this behind the scenes channel. Welcome in.
Appreciate you, sir. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. I do have one question. Why did Clemson take so long to foul there?
Beats the heck out of me.
I didn't understand that strategy.
That was very, very, very bizarre.
Very.
Well, I am so happy to have you with us here, Pierre, and stay as long as you like, please.
Absolutely. Happy to be here.
Because
Join the madness.
Oh, yes.
Because I swear,
Oh, yeah.
between the three of us,
I just didn't realize, depending on how long he wants to stay, Matthew, I could do a proper halftime with two analysts. Look at us
How about that?
go.
How about that? Yes. The world famous halftime show. Yes.
Yeah, you and I used to do that all the time on the old platform. That was a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah. We got to do that again.
Yeah.
I am thrilled to have an extra body here to step in during some breaks. Because, as I said, I would love to have a word count on how many words I've spoken over the last 2 days. It has to be in the realms of millions.
I would say so.
So, we got Pierre to conversate with Seth during breaks here. I'll jump in and out during some breaks, and we'll get Pierre's thoughts on UConn. You watch a lot of Big East basketball, Pierre. UConn, a lot of wins, but they've looked so shaky for so much this year in games where you thought they'd run away and hide from their opponents, but they would normally close it out with winning. But now they're down 2 players, including 1 starter tonight.
Yeah, not good. Not good for UConn. But if there's any team that can overcome it, it is UConn. And that's definitely due to their coach and the rest of the guys that they do have. Of course, they didn't look very good in that big tournament final against St. John's. They did lose to them 2 out of 3 games this season. But again, they are very good in non-conference, and they're going to have to be good again tonight, starting tonight. And I get the feeling that they will be.
We'll see. We'll talk more about that as we go on. UCLA in the white uniforms, blue numbers, gold trim. Inbound, trying to spin his way out of a double in the backcourt. Denny passes out of it. Clark gives it up, cutting inside. Perry muscles up a shot from inside. It misses, but he drew a foul. We're inside the final 12 minutes here. 7-point lead, UCLA, 50-43. With 11:39 on the clock. So you've got a full house with us, and while we're waiting for these free throws, Seth, tell us what's going on, because I see Iowa and Clemson still hasn't yet gotten to triple zeros.
Well, they took a TV timeout after that Clemson timeout. Iowa's just now inbounding the ball, and get it in the hands of Bennett Sturts. Yeah, those are good hands to get it to if you're Iowa, and so he'll go to the line with 10.9 seconds left.
Perry missed the first free throw. 1 more to come. For
Right, Brownell looking on.
Sophomore
That
Perry makes it. Go ahead.
I was saying, I just thought you wanted me to talk during that free throw. I said his team started well, but just could not get it going down the stretch.
Yeah, and that's another team with injury, with an injury that was big in March. Jordan Burks flying down the floor, took a 3 and missed for UCF. UCLA with the rebound, and Dent will set the offense. Booker a flash screen, rolls to the basket. Dent holds on behind the back. He, well, got hit again. 3rd team foul on UCF. So that will be a 9 seed, advancing past an 8. Just as we had earlier today with Utah State beating Villanova. UCLA inbounds it. Dent has it up high. They blitz him with a double to get the ball out of his hands. He does give it up to Perry. Perry slides left on the arc. Crossover dribble. Penetrates to the right elbow. Stops on a dime. Pacheco defends. Put loose ball to the near side. Save from going out of bounds Williams. Late clock. Clark leans into a three. Clatters off. Offensive rebound to Brandon Williams and a foul down low on UCF. And that feels like a back-breaking sequence right there. UCF had great defense and they gave up the offensive board.
Still not over in Tampa. Because Clemson got fouled. So Clemson's shooting free throws here with 6 seconds left.
And wow, out of the inbounds, Booker sticks a three. Well, that was a heck of a sequence for UCLA. Yeah, they gave it to the... Inside they go to Stillwell, who misses a shot in tight but draws a foul.
One for Clemson over here is praying. Lady, you're down 6 with 6 seconds left. You're going to need more than God to bail you out of this situation, I'm afraid.
Pretty much.
Missed the free throw. Please don't foul Clemson. 4 seconds. And it's finally freakingly over. Iowa moves on. First tournament win. They joined Virginia in the first tournament wins in 7 years. Actually, no. First tournament win in 5 years for Iowa. Forgot they did win a game in the bubble. So, first tournament wins, it's 21 for the Hawkeyes as they knock out Clemson.
So, Iowa moves forward. Stillwell made the first free throw for UCF. He misses the second as it leaks off the right side of the rim, but it was saved from going out of bounds by Burks. I don't know why Booker didn't go for that ball. Burks saved it. Here's Fulks for UCF, trailing by 10. Up the left lane line he goes, and he draws another foul. So Fulks draws the foul, and if that's on Sky Clark, that would be his fourth. And it is. So foul on Clark. Picks up a big fourth foul there. And he will head back to the bench. UCF inbounds, left corner. Burks gives it up. Fulks has it up high. He's given some space there by Booker. Fulks will take him on. Tried to feed the corner. Knocked away and stolen by Freeney. 3-on-3. Freeney hits the brakes. Pivots back. Turns it outside. Dent feeds it. Perry up top. 3 up off the heel. Long rebound. Off the floor to Carmelo Pacheco of UCF. Here come the Knights now. Fulks will once again run the show. He's been a bit shaky tonight, but we know how talented of a point guard he is. Crossover dribble in the lane, running floater. Again, another shot from in tight won't fall, and the Bruins have the rebound. Dent comes out of the pile with it. UCF would be running away from this game if all those shots from 10 feet would actually drop. I mean, it's just agonizing how many of these shots from in tight just aren't going for them. Here's Dent now, edge of the March Madness logo at midcourt. Burks picks him up defensively. Bounce pass inside, slip for Williams on the left lane line. Tried to turn it back out. It was deflected. Dent recovered it. Shot a left wing three, no. Rebound popcorns around. Going to the rim with it. Freeney misses. Somehow it rolls on the floor out to Perry. He feeds the right wing Booker. His three nearly got wedged between rim and glass. UCF finally with a rebound. Got a hard screen there in the middle of the floor. No call on that. And here's UCF the other way. It's turning into a circus. Fulks underneath the cylinder, turned back outside. Stillwell guided it on. Taken there by Johnson halfway through the shot clock cycle. March Madness logo at midcourt. Chris Johnson hits the accelerator, hits the spin button, puts it up with the right hand. Shoveled up, no. Rebound off the floor, taken by Booker. You know, there's some people that say they watch the tournament and they love the drama, but the game, like the meat and potatoes of the game, is kind of hard to watch because of so many missed shots. This, I think, falls into that category. Dent, though, makes this one. Slicing in from the right, middle of the lane, one-handed floater with the right finishes. Lead is 12. I mean, heck, Dent on his own is 3 of 13 from the field. Nice feed inside by Fulks. Going to the rim hard. Stillwell draws a foul. But, you know, if they wouldn't inflate these basketballs to 573 PSI, maybe we'd be okay. I mean, these balls hit the rim and they just... It's like watching Mario Kart. Sorry, I sound a little bit like Max Verstappen right there. Talking about it's Mario Kart going on out here. Free throws for Jamichael Stillwell. Senior from Atlanta. Last season played at Milwaukee. Oh, herky jerk motion from the free throw line. He missed that very poorly.
I didn't know Michael Kidd Gilchrist had eligibility and it hit the portal to go to UCF.
Williams to the bench for UCLA. Johnson goes there for UCF. One more for Stillwell. Free throw misses short again. Good box out by Jamerson to get the UCLA rebound. Here comes Dent back up the floor for UCLA with about 8 minutes to go. He keeps his composure with Burks nose-to-nose with him. Dent swashbuckling his way inside. A running floater, good again. He's hit 2 in a row by just getting into the paint and muscling it up. Float game is strong from Donovan Dent. Lead is right back up to 14. It was just a few moments ago UCF had cut it to 3, and now they've turned it over. Beal loses the ball in the near corner. Out of bounds it goes. Turnover UCF. They trail by 14. Timeout taken. It's a media timeout. And Seth...
Nitro wonders what the heck's going on.
Seth, UCF, they're 32% from the field in this game, and I swear half their misses have been within 10 feet.
Ridiculous.
Got to make the easy ones.
That's exactly right.
I want to hear Pierre's thoughts on some tournament happening. So, Seth, I don't care what you ask him. Just fire away anything.
Well, let's talk about some of the games coming up in the late night window. We mentioned UConn Furman. Pierre, you would imagine Florida would get past Prairie View.
Pretty much.
You would think, obviously. How about Missouri and Miami? 7-10 game. Missouri's the lower seed, yet they're playing a home game. So, is there a chance we book in the St. Louis pod for the day with dramatic finishes?
Tell you what, I think that could be the best game in the late night window, to be honest with you. I think that could be a really, really good game.
I think so too. The Tigers and the Canes, of course, those two have met at the tournament before in our lifetimes. Well, maybe not JT's lifetime, but me, you, and Matthew's lifetimes. 2002, when Missouri won in a 12-5 game. That Missouri team went all the way to the Elite Eight. How about Kansas and Cal Baptist? One of those games, you have the tradition of Kansas, you have the newness of Cal Baptist. All I'm going to say is, Kansas, you better get a body on Dominic Daniels, because if you don't, that could be a problem.
It certainly could be a problem. He definitely averages double figures in scoring. I think he led the WAC in scoring, too, if I'm not mistaken. So,
He won the WAC championship game against Utah Valley.
So, getting a body on him is definitely a good idea. And we got to shout out our old friend from IE Sports Radio, Larry B. He is a Cal Baptist alum, so got to shout him out. Hopefully, he's watching the game somewhere very, very, very good tonight.
And, of course, Matthew Owens, the IE Sports Radio Hall of Famer.
Yes, sir.
Silence.
Yeah.
So that's what's happening. I just wanted to see what how that comment was going to get going here. We'll get Pierre's thoughts on the other action, like at halftime with the UConn Furman, if he decides to stay. But if there's something that comes up and he has to go, then I might ask him in a break what was his highlight of the day. But I send it back to forget our Hall of Famer, our Tom Brady, our first ballot GOAT.
Oh, God.
Matthew Owens, maybe our second ballot GOAT, because JT might be the first ballot GOAT, just because he just messaged this guy right here. Just messaged
there he is.
27 people living in his ear.
Wow,
that sounds like a mental patient or something like that. But anyway,
Play restarts. Dent tightropes that far sideline, gets into the front court, breaking UCF press. Knights have only scored 1 point in the last 6.5 minutes. Dent with the ball in his hands, dribbles left elbow, now inside the foul line, goes after Pacheco, takes it to the corner, Perry, back out Dent, running start in the lane, tried to loft up another one of those floaters, but he had it blocked by Burks. UCF's missed their last 8 from the field. Burks feeds the left corner, Beal couldn't catch it cleanly, he will take it to the left elbow, and his fadeaway jumper's good to snap that string of empty possessions. But is it too little too late? 7 minutes left, 12-point game. Daly sprinting into the front court, galloping with long strides to the rim. He goes up strong and gets fouled and then smiles up at a photographer and camera person in the
By the way, real
media
quick,
well.
in his ears, this was 10 minutes ago, JT has the UCF UCLA What a great that'll be on one shining
Yeah,
moment.
it absolutely will.
UCF UCLA broadcast, the truck broadcast, NASCAR officials, Pierre, me, Matthew, JB, and Jack.
He's a bad man. He's a bad man.
The way to
Broadcast
do
slash
it
people in his ears. Are
Wow.
you kidding me?
is have them all at different volumes. So, for example, I've got the TBS broadcast at the lowest volume because it's lowest priority. NASCAR officials at the highest volume because highest priority.
Daly hit
I like it.
free throws. I would like to give you some sanity back, but I'm not going to give you any of that. Here's a 3 from Kugel, and he cashes in on it. They need Kugel to do more of that. Team's leading scorer only has 9 points tonight. Full court press here from UCF, and they double Perry in the corner. Somehow passes out of it. Dent breaks the press. Led on for Clark. Clark hits the brakes and resets. Out to Dent it will go. 11-point margin here in the final 6.5. Left-handed dribble, Dent defended by Bull. A lot of length there. Feeds it right. Perry for 3. Front of the rim miss. Rebound snatched, two-handed by Beal. Empty possession. Can UCF take advantage of it? Here is Kugel. Steps left, slashes back. Wing 3. Line drive short. Clark has the rebound come right to him. UCF could not take advantage of the empty trip from the Bruins. And now Dent will bleed some more clock here. Zigzags from right to left. Feeds it to the top of the arc. Daly pivots, top of the circle. Lowered stance. He's going after Beal. Daly's got a big size advantage. Beal stands his ground, and the fadeaway jumper missed everything. Bull saved it from going out of bounds. He didn't have to do that, but he did. And here's UCF with the ball again. Beal and Bull play catch on the perimeter. Long 3, logo 3, Beal wide right. Flashing in for the rebound. Kugel lays it back in. He slithered inside to get what has been on this night a rare second chance point for UCF. Been getting offensive rebounds. They just haven't been cashing in on them at the other end. Daly extended the forearm to get separation from Beal, and he missed the shot. Whistle comes in. We've got a foul going against UCLA on the floor. And it's against Jamerson, and that'll be his 4th. So now 2 Bruins with 4 fouls, and Jamerson and Clark. And UCF is going to the other end to the free throw line because they're in the bonus. But it is John Bull who struggles at the free throw line. He's got 1 and 1. Closes his eyes, deep breath, 1 dribble. Bends the knees, free throw up, missed it off the heel, rebound up for grabs, it's loose and taken by UCLA's Trent Perry. Empty possession from UCF. Despite getting the free throw opportunities, Perry was able to push the ball along in transition. And now back into the hands of Dent, who will set this offense off a handoff from Clark. Final 5 minutes here in Philadelphia. Dent all on his own, well out, 35 feet from the basket. Now slashes left, drives on Pacheco, drives on Bull, floater no, rebound, Booker had it, then he lost it. UCF's got it. Fulks in transition, hits the accelerator, turns it back, trailing is Burks. Burks dished inside, Bull to the rim, fouled by Daly. And Bull is going to go right back to the line. UCLA I don't think they would rank Bowl going to the free throw line as the worst thing that could happen here. Daly's foul is his third. Bowl, a 68% foul shooter, has not made one tonight. 2 shots this time rather than 1 and 1. Here he goes. It's up and it's off. He missed the last one long. He missed this one short. Then he puts his hands on his knees. He looks straight at the floor. He would rather be anywhere in the world than at the free throw line late in this game. High chance you could get a miss here. Need to box out. Here's Bowl, second free throw. It's up. He did miss it. Rebound free, and UCF nearly had it with Cambridge, but it slipped out of his hands and out of bounds. And UCLA will have it. Another empty trip as Bowl can't find his touch from the foul line, and UCF has now missed 8 of 9 free throws in this second half. They've missed 8 free throws in the second half of a game in which they trail by 9. Full court press, inbounded to Daly. Gets it to Perry. They try to double him, but he was able to slip it forward. Daly once again. Smart thing would be to get it into Dent's hands, but Perry's going to keep it himself. March Madness logo, he stands. Clark a flash screen. He gets it to Clark, who fades to the wing. He's defended by Stillwell between the legs on the dribble. Clark slips it into the left corner. Daly hits a huge 3, a Daly double to push the lead to 12. In towards the final 4 minutes, and that was a huge sequence there. An empty UCF trip and 3 points at the other end. Stillwell trying to match it. He can't. Left corner 3 miss, kept alive. Folks will fire. No. Stillwell another offensive rebound, but there's a foul, and it's against UCF. It's on Stillwell. And that'll send us to the final media timeout with UCLA up by 12. And you get the feeling that UCF might be just about out of time. That assistant coach from UCLA can stop putting his hand on the camera when going to timeout, please. He's learned just from Mick Cronin, hasn't he? Good Lord. Anyway, Seth, what's going on with St. John's?
Well, they teased Northern Iowa for a bit to get to that team mark. Now they've kind of hit the accelerator again. Let's see if this 3 goes. It does not. It wasn't even close. 73-50. 2.5 to play. The Johnnies lead Northern Iowa. So it looks like St. John's is going to move. I don't think there's any looks like about it. St. John's is going to move on. And meanwhile, Purdue is nearing the 100-point mark in their game against Queens. So Queens' first tournament trip. Well, Grant Leonard's sweatshirt looked nice at least. Oh my goodness. But yeah, after 2020, I'm not one to complain about the NCAA tournament, but this has been the most riveting night session so far. Let's see if we can get at least something. Even if it isn't our game, I mean, we could just have a good game in the late night window. Which Missouri,
that would be nice.
Which Missouri-Miami, maybe that might be the one to go.
I hope so. Now, Seth, you wanted to ask me what has been my highlight of the tournament so far. I got 2, both involving SEC teams. The Kentucky shot from earlier today with Otega Owe. He was outstanding for sure. Flight 00 out of Newark, New Jersey. And what Arkansas did to Hawaii yesterday, it was basically like watching a dunk contest.
I'll tell you, that's a team that is on absolute rails, which I know Wisconsin was, and High Point had an answer for that, so we'll see. But,
For sure.
But I'll tell you, listen, and I want to get this straight here before everybody else, because I know Matthew's not, but just in case any of Matthew's buddies that pull for, Duke or anybody else or any Michigan fans on the stream, Cam Boozer is the best player in the United States, and he's going to win Player of the Year. Yaxel Lindenborg is absolutely amazing. You know, they're great. All these great teams have great players. There is not a hotter player in the country right now than Darius Acuff. I mean, that dude's on a heater and then some.
What are we watching?
What in the world? Is he having a seizure over
Oh,
there?
my good Lord in heaven. Only in Philadelphia would you see people at a basketball game in powdered wigs dancing and drinking beer and nearly dropping his beer and holy moly. Philadelphia.
That sounds like Philadelphia in a nutshell.
Boy, you just did that to open the door for Pierre to take a shot at Philadelphia. Be honest. You just did that right there.
Listen,
Matthew.
I just
in all
tried to
seriousness,
He knows
lob
you
it
well.
up.
Anyway, guys, back to the original question. Darius Acuff, hottest player in the country, right?
Yes, he is.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I had a pleasure doing that game yesterday, and he is outstanding. No question about it.
UCLA inbounds to restart play, and they have it stolen away, and cutting to the basket off the steal is Kugel, and he lays it in. Makes it a 10-point game. So Kugel, who's had a struggle tonight scoring the ball, lost it there, or was able to get the steal and score, and now here's UCLA. Off just their 6th turnover of the game. Dent gets pressured around midcourt. Stillwell poked it away from him. Out of bounds, it'll stay with the Bruins. Shot clock at 15. 10-point game with under 4 to go. Inbound will come from underneath the basket. UCLA attacking to our right. White uniforms. Bright blue numbers. Gold trim. Trying to hang on and advance to the second round. Dent looking to get the ball in. He loops it to the perimeter. Taken there by Booker. Booker then centered it into the hands of Perry. Edge of the March Madness logo at midcourt. Defended by Kugel. Slashes left on the drive. Kicks to the corner. Open for 3. Daly can't get it to drop. Perry got the offensive rebound. Wriggling through traffic. Trying to get free. Muscles it up and it will not go. And UCF pulls away the rebound. Stillwell moves it forward in transition. UCF needs a basket. Can they get it here? It would be a huge basket if they get it to the left corner, and Burks is up for 3 and rattles it home. Burks hits a corner 3. Makes it a 7-point game. Here comes UCLA again. Dent slicing through 2. Into the front court. He'll pull back. 2 defenders around him. They're trying to blitz him to get it out of his hands. It's into the right corner. Clark shoveled it down low. Cutting to the basket and losing the ball was Daly. Bodies hit the floor. For the loose ball, it's a jump ball. UCLA will keep it with the arrow. Ooh, and I think Sky Clark just had a tooth loosened up. Oh my goodness, he's taking a shot right in the mouth, has Clark, and he's going to get the Jack Hughes treatment right there. Oh my goodness. Might be spitting out blood on the bench here. He was one that was on the floor along with Fulks. Oh my gosh, wow! What a camera shot! Oh Lord. He took an elbow to the mouth and half of one of his front teeth came flying out. Wow. Well.
Oh, my. What a replay.
That was amazing camera work by the folks
Yes. Oh, my.
at TBS, but holy smokes. Oh, look at this. UCLA player coming off the bench out of the timeout to go pick up the tooth. Who is that? That's Jack Seidler. That is Jack Seidler out of Marlboro, New Jersey, Pierre. He's doubling down tonight as the Tooth Fairy.
Apparently. My goodness. Man. What's the basketball game and hockey game broke out?
I tell you.
Wow.
That darn buzzer tooth picker upper Jack, what's his name?
Where is Jarek Vrubel when you need him?
Yeah, where is Jarek? Jarek, where
Exactly.
are you?
Yeah, exactly.
My God.
Well, if they win the
Wow.
national championship, UCLA, I want
Wow.
I want him to go celebrate with an American flag draped over his shoulders and smiling with half a tooth missing. Go ahead, Seth.
while they sort this out, triple zeros in San Diego. No hijinks from Northern Iowa this time. 79-53 St. John's.
Look at this.
Advances.
Look at this. Fulks.
And
Fulks has had his elbow cut because that's where the tooth hit him in the elbow.
good Lord, this TV. I'm not getting words in edgewise time. Getting cut off by Ben Franklin impersonators, drinking beers, having seizures, tooths loose, and everything else. Got a guy with blood in his arm. Good Lord. Purdue is also a final now, 104-71. They knock out Queens. So the Boilermakers move on to play either Missouri or Miami. Of course, Kansas or Cal Baptist for St. John's. You know, if Kansas-Cal Baptist is a tight game at halftime, Matthew, something tells me we won't be as quick to get those tip times for Sunday like we were to get the tip times for Saturday.
I bet not.
Yeah, I would say so.
So let's see. They're wiping up the floor because I think a lot of blood was spilled out between the blood coming from the mouth of Clark and then blood from the elbow. Look at Clark over there. He's missing half a tooth, and he's smiling. He's still on the bench. Perry will inbound. He gets it back on a return. Shot clock is at 7. Serious business going on here. As here's Dent, top of the arc. Timer at 3. He dances. He probes. He pushes. He spins. He shoots. He misses. Off the front of the rim. Rebound UCF. Down by 7. Up they come. Beal to the rim. Layup. No. But he drew a foul. Or no, he didn't. No whistle. My goodness. UCLA's got the rebound. Perry whips it into the front court. Daly feeds it to the foul line. Booker trickles it into the corner. Brown returns it for Dent, who flipped it high into the sky. Taken off right wing Perry. Centered ball to the foul line. Up with a lob. Brown. Tough catch underneath by Booker. And he scores with a foul. Booker's big game continues. He's got a chance at a three-point play to try to push the lead to 10. It was an awkward-looking lob. He had to go up to catch it, come back down, collect, and score. And the foul is on Burks, number 99. Booker to the free throw line, 70% for the season. Spectacular game tonight from Xavier Booker. 15 points and 8 rebounds. Clark is back on the floor, missing half a tooth. Free throw is good from Booker. And UCF, just the story of their night, just can't go on a long enough run to get back into the game. They trail by 10. Booker to the bench, letting it roll up to midcourt before picking it up is Fulks. Fulks drifts to his right, short corner on the far side. Daly defends, back out, extra feed, Stillwell, directs it left, on the wing. Beal's three, no good. Slipping in is Stillwell. He follows it up, tapping it back in off glass. Timeout is taken, and Mick Cronin is about to lose his absolute mind.
What else is new? The day that ends in Y.
He is getting right into the face of his player, Brandon Williams.
Lord of mercy. So
no surprise there. He's losing his mind. No surprise at all.
Matthew, we're now at the weird point of the night where we're the only game going on. Because we had the games in San Diego and St. Louis just ended, and they're still not ready to go in Tampa, though, let's be honest, that game's probably going to be over when it tips.
Yeah.
I am manifesting a stupid Seth Davis moment on Twitter from 8 years ago, in case you haven't noticed on that one. Oh, the ball is tipped, and the ball game is over. And the season is over for Prairie View.
Sounds like Family Guy.
Wow. That's nasty. That's nasty, Peter.
UCLA inbounds out of the timeout. Clark gets it, slices inside, and he lost the ball all on his own.
I think that loose tooth got in his head.
Yeah, but... and
what's Mick crying about now?
Well, I wish an official would make a signal on whose ball it is.
Oh, they never did that? Wow. I thought he pointed UCF. Oh, that's a hell of an acting job. I'll say that right now.
Yeah, Clark didn't even get up high, and he
God.
just went down like he got shot.
Wow, look like Neymar out there. goes down as if shot. Get up! UCLA trying to nurse fouls.
Okay, they did call
This
it
is
UCLA
basketball,
ball.
not soccer.
They did
Like a
call it
serious
Exactly.
UCLA ball, but UCF is challenging that call. Now, I don't want to go through what we went through earlier on what the difference is between a challenge and an appeal. But it's a UCF challenge is what they're saying.
Hell of a thing. I just never realized that. What is the difference? It's kind of it's the same thing.
It's the same God blessed thing, but we went through this earlier. It was with Virginia and Wright State. If you ask for an appeal to look at 3 things, but for like another 3 things, like timing and out of bounds, you have to challenge. For an appeal, you don't have to spend a timeout. For a challenge, you do. It's dumb. I've done a lot of college basketball games this season, and I've never once heard, South Florida is appealing, Gonzaga is appealing. No, it's been a coach's challenge. That's what it is.
Exactly.
And we need to clean
Edition
up.
of Matthew Owens rants about random things is brought to you by.
Well, we need to clean up this damn challenging silliness in basketball. Like, the red flag in football does serve a purpose, so everyone knows what's going on. We need something from these basketball coaches to start a challenge. They have reversed the call, and it's the right call.
I mean, in college wrestling, we have challenge blocks for crying out loud, which are styrofoam things.
Yes.
I'm not kidding.
That we do. That we do. Yes, that we do.
UCF with a turnover. Dent with a steal after UCF had an opportunity and then turned it over again. What else is new? Then Clark came up the floor. He got doubled, and now we got a timeout, I think. Oh. You just really...
I don't think
Mm-hmm.
Furman UConn's starting at 10 o'clock.
No, it's not. You just really hate to see teams have so many missed opportunities and can't take advantage. I mean, UCF, bless their hearts. They have now turned the ball over 16 times tonight, but Clark misses the first free throw. So here's another opportunity from UCF, and it's Kugel up the floor. And they don't need to be wasting much time. Kugel spins, pivots, gives to Pacheco. Now up top is Burks. He'll drive down the middle, floats it up. Another close miss. Burks got it back, put it to Stillwell. Oh, and Stillwell scores, and he's fouled.
Where's that been all night?
In the wide world is happening, and Mick Cronin can only turn his back to the floor. Chance at an and one. Yeah, they've needed so many of these just to fall, and they'd be ahead in this game. But still some life. Free throw from Stillwell to try to make it a 5-point game. They haven't been able to buy a free throw in the second half, and they missed that one too. Left it short. Rebound UCLA. Now they double Perry, who went down and nearly lost the ball. They grant him a timeout. Mick Cronin is about to spontaneously combust. I mean, honestly, his team isn't doing much to help his cause over there. They're playing rather stupidly down the stretch.
Looks like he's aged about 5 years in 5 minutes. That's what March will do to you.
There will be plenty of people that will pay good money to say I got combust.
Not wrong about that.
Just being honest.
Oh, my God.
You don't sugarcoat things around here. That's for sure. UConn and Furman, 10-15. That might be a stretch.
Yeah, I would say so.
That's coming up again next year. Again, this is the only game going on at the present time, though Prairie View in Florida is about a minute or so away from tip, the final chance for a 16-seed upset in this year's tournament. After valiant efforts from Siena and Howard, and LIU was just completely outmatched. Arizona has looked by far the best, the 3-1s. Would you not agree?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, yeah, no question. No question.
UCLA inbounds it cleanly this time, and Dent is fouled. 1-1 at the line for UCLA. Cambridge called for the foul. Dent to the line. Now, for a guy that commands so much attention and is such a great player, you anticipate him to be a better foul shooter than he is. He's only 64%. Talk about the missed opportunities of UCF in this game. Free throw shooting has let them down terribly. They've missed 9 of their 10 free throws in the second half. Can Dent make these? He does make the first, and the lead is up to 7. Donovan Dent hoping to get his running mate Tyler Bilodeau back. If UCLA can hang on and advance to Sunday, second free throw is good. UCLA's up 8, and UCF brings the ball up the floor. They need quick baskets. Burks drives in from the right, banks it up and in. Sky Clark wanted to get out of his way, not wanting to foul. 52 seconds left, quick inbound, and Perry is fouled by Kugel. So now Perry will come down, and now he will get 2 as both teams are in the double bonus. So Trent Perry out of...
We have time for a fun nugget in between.
Okay.
A Seth McNugget.
Sure.
For just the 6th time since the tournament expanded to 64 teams, the 9 seeds went undefeated against the 8 seeds.
Wow.
Wow. How about that?
First free throw good for
The
Perry.
other times it happened was 89, 94, 99, 01, and 19.
That sounds like
Wow.
March Madness.
Exactly.
Perry hits the second. UCLA's up by 8. Inbound nearly got away from Burks. He was able to run it down. He gallops into the front court, shovels it back. Kugel fakes. Now he takes. Misses the 3. Long rebound right back to him. He'll get to the rim and miss another layup. Rebound Brandon Williams. Pushed up ahead. And UCF will foul Perry with 35 seconds left. Mick Cronin screaming about something. UConn, if they do win later tonight, we're going to get Mick Cronin and Danny Hurley on
It's always a
Sunday.
teachable moment, Matthew. It's always a teachable moment.
A lot of teachable moments that he needs to learn from. I mean, I can't imagine this court on Sunday hosting a game coached by him and Danny Hurley. First free throw is good. I mean, God almighty.
Oh, boy.
Might need to bring in extra officials for that game, and they need to do like NBC does on those Monday Peacock NBA games. Just keep an official on the bench, huh? Second free throw misses. Rebound taken by Kugel. Time running out on UCF. Burks spin cycles right wing, elevates for 3 and knocks it down. It's normally how that goes. They can't hit anything from 5 feet and in, but yeah, hit that. Timeout. Their last.
You know, me and my
28
buddy-
seconds left.
Me and one of my college basketball diehard buddies talk about this all the time. He tells me there's no more automatic shot in college basketball than the contested 3 when you're down multiple possessions in the final minute.
Yeah.
And a reminder on March 28th, Atama versus Franklin.
Go stop.
And tomorrow, Halifax Town takes on Borum Wood, followed by Juventus and Sassuolo. Fiorentina and Inter Milan. That's Sunday.
Nice.
Can watch it on DAZN.
JT might be need to pull that bingo card out. He might be getting ready to pull his line out here in a minute. Regarding me.
I got DAZN.
There is a point where March Madness becomes complete and utter madness. We already reached that point.
Yes, we have.
We working that. And the sad part is we got one more game left.
Yeah, now we're
Look at the
reviewing.
little chairs. Look at the little chairs. The shriveling giants. The giants in the world of the shriveling little people.
Yeah.
Johnny Dawkins, look, he's arguing with one of his assistants. Calm down, Johnny. Enjoy life. We celebrate Michelangelo yesterday when Penn had a player the singing. I saw colors and smelt. I saw sound and smelt colors. Light my fire and come into my teepee.
We reviewed the clock and put it to 28.4.
Oh, you're gonna have... Why officials? You're gonna have to make me reset it again.
Yeah, those extra 3/10 will make a big difference.
Yeah.
And UCLA trying to get the ball inbounded. Dent runs the baseline from left to right. He throws it in for Perry, who just got his legs taken out from under him by Cambridge. Listen, as I said earlier, some people may say that we were crazy for signing up to do 8 games in 2 days, and to that I say you're absolutely right. But by the time you get to the end of the 7th game and the start of the 8th, get ready to hear anything come out of my mouth. Perry at the foul line hits the
Need
first.
Firm to keep this close.
7-point game. 26 7/10 left.
Because if UConn does what's expected of them by the experts and goes up by 25, then the FCC might have to intervene in the second half.
Perry with another one at the foul line. 5th best free throw shooter in the Big Ten, so on cue he misses. Rebound taken by Stillwell. Pushed ahead. Launched by Kugel. 3 is missed. Offensive rebound still. He got fouled by Williams.
Oh boy, Matthew.
Boy, Mick's assistant looks as mad as he does.
Yes, JT.
We have just had the leader crash out of the race, and it's going to overtime.
Oh, that checks out.
Wow.
By the rate we're going, the 12 hours of Sebring's going to be over before this game, because guess what? Timeout, UCLA. No timeout. We're going to review something.
What
Of course.
the hell? For what purpose? My God. Seriously though. So I'm gonna get out the quad box here for saying get to overtime this darn buzzard truck race. But
What are we reviewing?
I'm telling you, this truck. I mean, so the leaders crashed out of the truck race at Darlington, and we're going to overtime as if, because nothing mad has happened tonight. Oh, it was Hocevar who hit the wall. No, boy, the Janus household jumps up and down, I'm sure.
They buckle up South Carolina 200.
Which to be fair, again, I don't cry about it on Friday nights. Sunday I'd be distraught, but Friday night, because of the Cup Guys rule. A couple guys in the comments, Matthew, though, thought highly enough of your opinion to tell you that you need to get over the Cup Guys in the Grand National Series. You see that?
No, I did not actually.
Yeah, 2 people responded and told you to get over it.
Oh, okay. Guess what? It's been 6 days. I'm over it. What in the wide world of sports are we reviewing? Oh, the clock didn't start. JT, why didn't you start the clock in the arena?
What are you gonna blame him for? Don't blame him. We need to keep him.
He can do everything else.
For God's sake, he's got his own face. Oh my God. Look at that. One of my favorite texts I got from Matthew was at halftime of the Miami-Ohio State game. Look at the level of sexiness. Katie George and JT's hair.
Well then.
We are still reviewing this.
But yeah, we don't need to be pissing JT off, Matthew. We need to keep him for as long as possible. If you blame him for stuff, he'll want to leave, probably. I don't know what goes on in that boy's mind. I'm talking about JT. It's just 25 different people. They got locked in 3 countries already to the wall. Oh, he's on the wall.
And how long does it take me?
Caution's out. Oh my gracious, a 3. Indeed. I'm laughing like crazy like a hyena. That mixed into 1. Throw it out.
This is USN After Dark.
Matthew, are you dead?
I'm gonna be by the time this game ends.
Man.
Wow.
Finally,
Ooh.
to the free throw line goes Carmelo Pacheco. And he hits the first. They did all of that reviewing to put the same amount of time on the clock that there was.
Are you
Of course.
serious?
Of course.
One more for
I think they just
Pacheco.
give some extra airtime.
And Pacheco misses the second. No shock there. Ball pinballs around. UCF still has it. Then Falk's pass is blocked and taken away by Sky Clark. And then Clark dribbles it off his foot and out of bounds. Pierre, leave. This only started when you got here.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
thanks. You didn't blame me now.
JT is trying hard not to laugh. He is staying as
Yeah.
stone-faced as
It is
possible.
all your fault.
Oh, God.
12 and a half to go. UCF down 6.
Oh,
trying to get it
man.
inbounded. Folks
Oh, it's
does.
Nick
Corner
Cronin's
three.
fault
The
because this
three
what
is
happens when he gets
good.
involved in. Oh!
Burks hits the three, and it's a three-point game. 10 seconds to go. Inbounded Perry through a double. He's fouled. This game's going to go to overtime, isn't it?
It has to. It has to. Only in Philly.
Just a crazy situation. Trent Perry is an 87% foul shooter. He's got 2 free throws to put UCLA up by 2 possessions. Why are we at the monitor?
Oh, God.
Do we have to review everything?
Would it be March Madness? Yes, apparently.
Oh my God. Okay. Perry going to the free throw line. Only needs 1 to make it a 2-possession game. He's got 2 opportunities to do it. Bends the knees, free throw up. Oh my goodness gracious. Has he ever gotten the roll of a lifetime around the rim and in? Timeout, Mick Cronin. Mick,
Of course.
could you do us a favor, please? One more free throw coming for UCLA out of the timeout. They're doubling up in Darlington. It'll be Ross Chastain and Caden Honeycutt on the front row, followed by Christian Eckes and Upside Down Face Kid, followed by Grant Infinger.
Ross Chastain is your control car, NASCAR overtime in effect, coming to the green this time.
Thank you.
That's why Ben Rhodes called Tyler Ankrum on Twitter. Yeah, I actually have it. I'm cheating on March Madness because I have them on the main screen here in Studio G. Good Lord, that looks like Susanna Collins, a soccer presenter, 20 years from now. That woman on the left. Not now, but the first woman did.
Oh, gosh.
Who is that? Some random dude, I guess.
Well, we had JT
What could
doing...
you possibly be talking about in this? Phil Martelli had a great quote, senior that is, had a great quote once upon a time about timeout. He said, they give us too many timeouts. Sometimes I'll take timeouts, but then I realize, why don't I tell my team?
JT did play-by-play earlier today of a woman walking around with a baby.
Yes, sir.
Green flag in overtime. Good push by Chastain.
Oh, no.
And we
Oh,
got
boy.
Ankrum in the
Oh,
wall,
boy.
and we got him spinning in the middle of the corner. And we're back under yellow.
That didn't take long. Upside down face kid. His car is pancaked. Stuart Friesen also with a lot of smoke from the back of that truck. Seriously, Matthew, I haven't done a race this year. Let me handle this. He's my unit truck of Tyler Ankrum right now. All right, here we go. Second free throw for number 0 here.
Perry to the line. Second one is good. UCLA leads by 5. 8 seconds left. Inbounded to Fulks. He'll speed dribble up the floor. He'll go right to the rim, and he makes the layup with the left hand. 3-point game. 3.6 to go. Quick inbound in the far corner. Clark is fouled with 2.3 to go. Clark is an 86% foul shooter.
Make one of these, and it's over.
Sure, Mick will take another timeout here before it's over.
I got to be honest. Now, if he makes the if he makes the first moot point, if he misses the second, if he misses the first, I'm sorry, if he makes the first moot point, if he misses the first, him missing the second may not be the worst thing in the world.
Well, here he is with the first one. And he's missed.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Oh, boy. Here we go.
To Seth's point, if he misses this one, UCF would have to get a rebound and get 94 feet in only 2 seconds. But Clark could end it by just making one. He's missing half a tooth, but he makes the second free throw, and the lead is 4. 2 3/10 seconds left. Kugel will look to throw it as long as he can. Looping ball caught on the boundary. Burke's a left wing 3. At the buzzer it misses. And UCLA finishes it off. They advance on to the second round of the NCAA tournament. It's a 75-71 final. UCLA beats UCF. They advance to the second round. They'll play either UConn or Furman. That's the game that comes up next on this court. Tip-off will be around 10:30. We'll be back in about 25 minutes to get you set for the Huskies and the Paladins, but it's UCLA winning this one, 75-71. The real winner at the end of this game was Quicksand. UCLA moves on in the